another edition of the NERDWatch podcast. I, of course, am G Money here on another lovely Wednesday evening right here in the heart of Wailuku Town on the beautiful island of Maui in the great state of Hawaii. And boy, oh boy, I'm so excited that you guys are all here because guess what? We have got a very, very special person in the house. And I'm not talking about myself, but it's a very lovely lady who has come back to join us. She, of course, even though she has departed from the NERDWatch, she has never left our hearts. And she will always be a part of the NERDWatch as far as I'm concerned, or until someone else in the group votes her out. So let me introduce the crew that I have on hand. So first, the man that I want to introduce, of course, is our producer. Seducer. He is the man who is, let's just say that he's a pretty good producer because he helped out Phormat today to get him up and running for the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the man who takes more off of the buffet table than he's supposed to, and I think he knows what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Kai. How's it going there, Kai? How are you, sir?
I don't know what you're insinuating with that comment.
I think you know because we've talked about it in the past.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. But listen,
again, I also never consented to this job being considered the producer nor the seducer.
Well,
you just like to throw titles on me.
You are the producer seducer. You helped out Phormat today, so that was a good call.
A friend.
Oh, okay. That's I figured. Okay, I got you.
You don't pay me for being your producer.
Well, listen, I pay you. I pay you with the love that I share with you. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
That doesn't pay for squat.
Hey, don't mock me. Also joining us this evening,
I mock what I want.
He is our man in black. He is also the man who does magic with his hands and bird tricks with his pants. He is the gaming guru. He is the maven of magic. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Phormat. How's it going, Phormat? Oh, did I not? I thought I... Okay, wait.
No, you didn't. Again, failing.
Try... Hey,
come on, old man.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm trying to unmute you. Won't let me unmute you. Unmute yourself.
Here, I'll do it.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh man.
How's it going, Phormat?
It's a good thing you're on the controls there, G.
Thank God.
I keep telling him, give him the controls already. He doesn't want to.
I don't know if it's the light or if you actually dyed your hair, but your hair looks very much in the vein of Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop.
Which one, the animated?
I think you're looking at the wrong picture.
Am I looking at the wrong picture? No, I'm looking at the right picture.
Oh.
Speaking of that,
I'm kind of going for a cool bar thing.
Gotcha. That makes total sense. Anyway, before I talk about anything else, we'll talk. By the way, we're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop. That'll be very interesting. About what happened to it. We'll talk about that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce our very special guest for the evening. I hope she makes more appearances, and I'm so glad to have her back on the show.
She looks so awake.
She is a makeup artist to the stars. She is a nerd just like the rest of us. And let me tell you something. If there's one person on this show that's more attractive than me, it's this wonderful, wonderful lady. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody put your hands together for Cynthia, who's in the house tonight. How are you, Cynthia?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for that intro. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. High praise.
Yeah, I know.
He has to put his one in too at the same time.
Listen, first of all, that's a bit of my ego and narcissism coming out. So just want to make sure.
So you do know it's there.
Who needs therapy when you have a podcast? Come on.
That's right. Who needs therapy? So Cynthia, I'm so glad you could make it out here to the show. You look fantastic, and you sound great. By the way, I'm assuming you have a very cool setup at your place now, don't you?
I do. I'm trapped in a closet.
So was R. Kelly.
I know, and look what happened to him.
It's just a matter of time before.
I think he's going to be trapped in a room for quite some time.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it's about damn time.
Mhm.
So, Cynthia, just so that everybody can be familiarized again, because you've been gone for a little bit. You, of course, are actually on the NERDWatch. You are on the NERDWatch roster, number one. You are on the NERDWatch shirts. You are the makeup artist to the stars as well. So, first of all, explain to everybody who you are,
Mhm.
and then let everybody know where you are.
Do that?
No, I didn't. I
mean, like, what more is there to me? I'm on the NERDWatch shirts. I do makeup. Like, what else do I have? I don't know.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot of things going on.
I used to have my own nerd podcast before that imploded.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
We
short. What else is there about me?
We talked about Masters of the Universe last week, and interestingly enough, in honor of that and your show, I did title the show from NERDWatch last week.
I saw that.
Irrelevant.
And which the podcast is now, not yours, but like.
What I meant was by that was I thought that the actual show that's on Netflix is irrelevant now. So
Which one?
after seeing,
God.
yeah, that's very, very true. But anyway, thank you, Cynthia, for being here. And we're gonna talk a little about what you've been up to, where you've been, and what movies you've been watching. But as you know, Cynthia, this weekend was Maui Comic-Con 2021.
Yes.
Was very, very cool. Maui Comic-Con 2021. We had special guests like Ernie Reyes Jr. was there. We had Liam Sharp was also there. So was Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg from the Cartoonist Kayfabe podcast. They were there as well. And it turned out to be a great event at the Maui Beach Hotel. It's kind of nice to have something back. I mean, it wasn't as big as, past Comic-Cons were, of course, as, we're all still under. We've still got some protocols that we have to deal with out here in the islands. But overall, though, it seemed as if it went on without a hitch. Phormat, what was your take on Maui Comic-Con 2021 this year? What'd you think?
It was good. The quick answer is that it was good.
Okay. What's the long answer?
Well, a lot of it was Skype is now enabled. Oh, sorry. I believe everybody just wanted something, like they needed something to kind of band around.
Yeah, for sure. After a year and a half, I got you.
Yeah, for sure. So, everybody came out in force. It was pretty great. But everybody was cordial. Everybody was, minding their P's and Q's, as it were.
What was cool about the event is that because of the restrictions that have been, I guess, kind of pared back a bit, was we didn't have to worry about so much of the distancing this time because, in the restaurants and things like that. Right. So that was very cool. So it wasn't too crazy, which was kind of very cool.
We went in with the thought process of like, how are we going to make sure that everybody abides by the
correct
social distancing and all that.
And then like right before the Comic-Con, the mayor had put out
which I think is very sneaky of the mayor to do that.
What did he put out?
He put it out like, what was it, like a few days before?
But what?
Yeah. What it was
was
that
the restrictions.
Right. So the governor of Hawaii decided to give the emergency powers back to the mayors instead of just himself. So every island got, the powers back. So what happened is that the mayor of Maui County, you can be indoors, restaurants especially, and bars are now open. You can be 100% open or 100% capacity, as long as you show proof of vaccination and stuff like that. So that's what came back. So that was the cool thing that it happened right before Comic-Con, because it was going to be a little more of a to-do, being the fact that Maui Beach Hotel, as you know, Cynthia, is not exactly the biggest ballroom in the world, especially when you put stuff in there. Yeah.
To be-
So yeah, you start,
To be
you
fair,
start
they
walking
managed to put a
around
lot of
with
stuff in
rumors.
there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But how was the new venue? How was it? How was it having
it
it there?
was good. It was. I was really worried about the size of the place because it's much smaller than what we dealt with in the past. But it just felt right. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like it was good. Like everybody enjoyed themselves. There were no incidents. There was, no fro zones this year.
Yeah, no. What you mean is there were no cosplay mishaps.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Got it. What was nice and what was interesting for me is that walking through the doors, I didn't. As soon as I got there on the second day, because I couldn't make it to the first one.
You sat right in front of the entrance.
I did. On the second day,
the
well, I was talking to Francine. Francine and I were having a discussion.
Sure.
In her by her way in her Spock cosplay with ears and everything.
I saw pictures. So good.
It was pretty cute. What I found interesting was that the people that I know in there, I haven't seen for like almost a year and a half.
Oh, geez,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I haven't seen, one of the best people that is also part of the NERDWatch, even though she's not here all the time. Night Darling. She is. I haven't seen her face to face in a year and a half. I haven't even spoken to her in just about that same time.
Yeah,
so
you're a terrible friend.
Even I've spoken to her. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy. But it's so funny. You walk in and you're like, man, I haven't seen you in forever. And so it was really nice being able to kind of rally around and have people there that you haven't seen in a while. But it was also nice because it seemed like, for as much as it was nice to reacquaint yourself with all these people that it was nice to have a little event where people could come together. And and like you said, Phormat, it wasn't crazy. Nothing. There was no incidents or issues at all. Everybody seemed very cordial. Everybody was just happy to kind of be there, which was kind of fun.
Right. Exactly. Which
So
I think was great.
Yeah.
And I'm in a position where nobody knows who the hell I am. So, so I can just kind of blend into the background and just take notes and observe. And it was great seeing like everybody's tables like had crowds. Todd's table had crowds, like regular crowds, all interested in his books. It was
Kani, a good friend of the show, he ended up selling out of all of his comic books and things like that, which is
what's great about DJ is that Sunday he had disappeared for a while, and I was worried because when those boys get together, they get pretty rambunctious. So I thought, oh, maybe he's hanging or needs some help. So I went around the con trying to find him, and I couldn't find him. And then he, like later, a couple hours later, I saw him. And I was like, dude, where were you? He's like, oh, Sunday, so church. I
was going to say, was he at church?
Yeah.
Was it church?
And I mean, the guy is a pastor, so I was like, whoa, that's dope.
Yeah. And then, of course, being friends with Todd does him no favors. As a man,
to church twice as much.
Right,
what you're saying. Yeah,
twice as much.
He's there on weekdays.
Yeah, he's praying 4 times. So yes, it's a lot of work.
Todd really wanted to be next to him.
The irony of this whole thing is that he went back to the Big Island and is still repenting.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and not even for anything he did.
Not even for he did. No. It's just because of Todd. Yeah. But it was so nice. And then what's funny is, and Cynthia, you'll understand this too. It was nice because it was an environment where it was just. It almost felt like, for me at least, it felt like it was just. Even though it wasn't as big as the last ones, it was nice because everybody that was in there it just felt nice. It felt good to be there amongst all of these people, and it felt good to just to talk to one another. It felt like instead of being like, because you've been to all the big cons, and sometimes with all of the masses of people, it kind of feels impersonal. This one felt really personal. It felt really nice. It felt like
sure.
you could you go up and you talk to the creators that you want to talk about. You could talk about their books and things like that. And it seemed very,
and there's no one like pushing you down the line.
Correct.
Like, come on, we gotta go. We got
right. So you could take your time, and it was really nice. It was very Maui. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what makes Maui Comic-Con so special, is because it does feel more personal, and it's cool that it is free, and it just is a very Maui feel. And I'm very sad that this is the only one I've missed.
Yeah, it missed you as well. It's always fun having the people that that are in this community, back in the groove. And once again, I'm sure when this happens again for Maui Comic-Con 2022, I'm sure that it'll be bigger and better than ever. But for now, especially after what everybody's kind of been through for the last year and a half, it was very, very nice to be able to come together and kind of just get back and acclimated to being in those situations and to be around people that we enjoy being around, number one, and number two, kind of rallying around the things that we love, be it people or comic books or movies or characters or collectibles and things like that. And it seemed it was very, very cool, and it just seemed like everybody was just there to have a wonderful time. And by the way, speaking of having a great time, kudos to Night Darling for it was great to have on the first day was the cosplay contest. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So fun.
Super fun. I think Night Darling put up a bunch of pictures and things like that. We went live and you could watch it. We streamed it on the NERDWatch. It was a lot of fun. Nice. So I got to see the majority of it. And we haven't had one of those in a long time. And I tell you what, man, and this is the crazy thing. Big shout out to Kathy, who's in the chat. How's it going, Kathy? Now, here's the crazy thing. For as fast as the Maui Comic-Con came up, because it was still, what I don't think a lot of people understand is that it was still kind of in the maybe section, like maybe it was going to happen.
Oh yeah, for most of the year, for sure.
So it was in this, maybe it's going to happen. What's crazy is that once it was announced, there wasn't a lot of time to get prepared.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. What's cool, I guess, once you have all of this time in the last year and a half, cosplay came out in force, to be fair. Don't you think, Phormat?
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Even though the number of entrants in the cosplay contest wasn't like, I don't think it broke double digits or anything. Like, I think there may have been like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
The rest of the con floor was just wall to wall cosplay. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Like, these guys didn't even come to compete. They just came.
They just came.
It was so good.
And that was the crazy part for me, just understanding that, there wasn't much time from the announcement to the time of the con, but people really were super excited and they dressed up and it was very cool. And so kudos to the Maui nerd community for, coming out in force for that. So
I give the Maui Comic-Con like a lot of kudos in that regard, because the usual turnaround time for a Maui Comic-Con is about 3 to 4 months. That's not a lot of time to begin with.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
So this year we tried to approach it like, okay, let's actually start planning earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And then it became a thing where we were just constantly waiting for approval. So we're just like,
right.
So we came back down to the wire anyway. So
yeah,
the
seriously.
fact that we were able to pull it off and there were no incidents and everybody had a fun time, I'm just so stoked.
Yeah, and it was very exciting because Maui Beach Hotel was on board, so thank you to them. And a big shout out to Ed Pisker and Jim Rugg and Liam Sharp and Frank Cho and of course DJ Cavalcante and Todd Bernardi and John J. Murakami. All these guys still came out, and it and that was great. And so big shout out to them.
One of the big standouts had to be Reed Kishimoto, who just came to support the con. And he ended up selling through so much stuff.
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's
like he sold stickers and sketches, and that's all he brought.
Man, that kid is just so talented.
Killed it.
Yeah,
So
it's really cool. And when you see people come out and be like, hey, listen, I'm, this stuff is good, and they're like, hey, listen, this stuff, I was sitting next to his booth, Reed's booth, and how talented he's a great artist, and he's got his own Twitch channel and stuff. Yep. What's awesome is that he's selling, he's got stuff from all the manga stuff. He had his big thing was Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, which was huge, and he was selling like prints and stuff for like 3 for $10, and I was sitting there listening, and people were like, fine, give me 2 sets of 3 and I'll take that. And then, so, they're handing him like, $25-$30. And he's like, it's only $20. He said, hey, listen, we're still here to support artists. So this, I want you to make sure to, and I was like, that was awesome. You know what I mean? Because, especially artists, they had to go through the same things we did. And if you can't go to cons, you can't make any money. Right. So
chances are you're not getting that government support either if you're an artist. Like we suffered hard.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So you're not getting that. So it was super cool that the community was very supportive of, for as little as a little amount of artists that we did have, the Maui community is very supportive of those artists. And, like I said, DJ sold out of stuff. They took care of Reed with all of his stickers and the things that he did. So, Reed Kishimoto, by the way, you can check him out online. Reed Kishimoto, check out his Twitch page. It's under Reed Kishimoto. He taught me everything I need to know about husbandos. So that's so just
Reed, you.
Yeah, it was Reed taught me everything I need to know about husbando. So it's pretty sweet. But yeah,
I was time G only knew about waifus.
I only knew about waifus. Yeah.
There's a male counterpart?
I didn't know that there was a male counterpart. I was like, all right, cool. I had no clue.
Reed being who's your husband, the ultimate weeb that he is.
Yeah, total weeb, dude. It's crazy. Freaking crazy. I love Reed. Reed's cool. He's a good cat. And then of course, I'd like to, if I have the opportunity, since I have the opportunity, thank you so much to the Maui community for coming out and supporting Maui Comic-Con. I know I know things, the economy isn't great. I know, we go to the store and things constantly keep to come
Maui,
up.
Though. Like a lot of Hawaii came over just because
that's the thing. It's like we got Hawaii coming over, which was crazy. I was like, I know people are having a hard time, but still to be able to come out and kind of enjoy what they had was really cool, and I was really impressed, and I was super excited for everybody. I'm glad everybody had a good time, at least from what I heard. And I will say that always my favorite part is not just the con, but of course getting together with everybody after the con, which is always my favorite. I like being able to talk to people. I like being able to. We sat down and we had dinner at Tiffany's, which is super fun. So
shocking! You went to Tiffany's?
I know, right? Right.
He was fighting the entire way.
I know. Last time I took him out, it was all arguments.
Yeah. So we went to Tiffany's, and it was a huge table. We had 2 huge tables, and everybody that took part in the con was there, and it was just really cool. And we had kind of reminisced about the con and how everything went, and everybody was talking, and that's the stuff that I like. I like when everybody's kind of in their own element and things like that. So shout out to all those guys, and just it was fantastic. So Maui Comic-Con, of course, 2022. Ironically enough, I'm going to say this, and Phormat will understand. Maui Comic-Con 2022 is right around the corner. Okay, so
do we know when it's happening?
No, that's Cynthia. That's the problem. Is we don't. So we always have to make sure that we say Maui Comic-Con is right around the corner.
You never know.
Because you never know.
January.
Yes, right. You never know.
You'll be walking the fruit land through food land.
Yes,
and all
exactly.
Of a sudden, out of the baking goods will be Maui Comic-Con.
And all of a sudden, when you you see Alika coming out of the smoke saying, "It's on," and so then, but
what's the smoke?
Yeah, the smoke. But don't make me get him in trouble. But yes, thank you, Maui. Thank you, everybody. All the artists that had come over to support the Maui Comic-Con. And thank you guys so much. It was really great. I cannot wait for the next one. It was nice to get back to it. We missed it last year, and it felt like people missed it, and people came out to support it. And once again, Alika does something, of course, Alika being the owner and proprietor of Maui Comics and Collectibles, does something that no other Comic-Con does. And that's what's crazy, is that it costs you nothing. It's free admission.
Backflips?
The fact that you can go into the Comic-Con and cost you nothing, he makes it a public event, I don't think a lot of people understand that. And I don't think people understand that the logistics that go behind that and things of that nature. But I want you to understand it's not
the
easy.
Usual follow-up question.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a con? How much is it?
Right. That's always the follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah.
So I gotta say that, Maui is unique, and Alika has put on something for the community.
It doesn't get much more grassroots than this.
Right. And he makes it what a lot of people don't see from behind the scenes is that he makes it incredibly accessible to people. And it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from. So it's incredibly accessible. You don't have to, you don't necessarily have to have special badges to go anywhere. You don't have to pay a huge price to get in the door. It's available to the community, and he treats the Comic-Con like a community, and that's much harder than a lot of people think. So I think Alika should get a lot of credit for that. So thank Alika and Maui Comics and Collectibles for putting this on every year and being able to continue to do this in a way that makes the Comic-Con accessible to everyone. So very cool. So shout out to Alika, and thank you so much. And Maui Comic-Con 2022, once again, we'll announce it on the Nerd Watch. It's right around the corner. That's all you need to know.
I want to say a big thanks to G, who
what did I do?
He showed up. I was kind of surprised that he was there at all. I was like, "What? I thought you had to work
on nowhere."
Yeah. No,
apparently he quit his job just to come to the Maui Comic-Con. That was pretty great.
No, nothing like that. I wanted to make sure at least to show up because once again, unfortunately, because of the time that it took between announcing the con and doing the con, unfortunately, because of the job that I had been am doing, unfortunately, I didn't have time to set up, because I normally would do like podcasts and I would do interviews and things like that. Didn't have the time to do that. I mean, I had Ernie Reyes Jr. there, I had Jim Rugg there, I had Ed Pisker there, I had Frank Cho there, and we all could have done, I could have done some interviews and things like that. Unfortunately, my time did not allow me to do that, but I do know that we will do that next time, and I'm sure that there'll be. I'm sure that we will be in a place where the announcement will come a lot sooner. Number one, and number two, just because I'm trying to be positive. I'm hoping that all of this, all of the craziness that has been following us around for the last year and a half will hopefully have dissipated. And maybe it'll be hopefully in our rear view mirror, so that we can, move forward. And it would be crazy.
What really impressed me during the con was Ernie Reyes Jr.'s daughter, Lotus Blossom.
Ah, yes.
She's only 14, and she has, I was never that well put together at 14.
Oh yeah,
she's a con pro.
Yeah,
this was her first. I'm sure she's been to cons before,
sure,
with her dad and whatnot, but this was the first con that she was actually featured.
And she's on a Netflix show, right?
Yeah. A Netflix show, We Can Be
Be
Heroes.
We Could Be Heroes, yeah. Yeah, so that's very cool. And by the way, I wasn't going to announce this, but it apparently Alika already announced it. Ernie Reyes Jr. has been dealing with a lot of health issues that we were unaware of. Right after the con, after he came here, he had to fly back home because he was blessed being able. I guess he took a red eye out of here because apparently he got the call that he's going to get a kidney transplant.
Wow.
Which is really cool for him, and he's been waiting a long time.
I just got notified by his daughter that the operation went well, and he's healing, and everybody is so stoked right now.
Fantastic, and he's been waiting a very long time for that. So, listen, I don't want to claim Maui magic.
About 6 years,
but if I could salt bathe this, I might have to in that respect. Sprinkle a little Maui magic.
It's a good thing he came to Maui.
Little Hawaiian salt.
Yeah, little.
Come on, that was low-hanging fruit.
So congratulations to Ernie Reyes Jr. Thank you so much for coming out. Number one. Number two, congratulations on your new kidney. And I'm so glad that you're doing well, which is fantastic. So anywho, anything
how like he sounds the same. Mm-hmm. I think he's the same height too. That is
he is. He totally is. He totally is. And of course, leave it to Gannon to ask the most inappropriate question to make it uncomfortable for I'm not gonna say I'll tell you off the air, but I don't want to ruin it for everybody because I think Gannon will explain it the best.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't but I will tell you when we're off the air because it was kind of crazy and I didn't think about it, but it was interesting when he told me the story and I was like, man, that was probably not a great idea. So, I'll tell you what he said off the air, Cynthia. It was freaking hilarious. I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's pretty great. Anyway, anything you guys would like to add before we move on from Maui Comic-Con 2021?
Nope.
You're good? Phormat, you all right?
Dude, I'm so tired. Like I can't think of anything. I'm sure there's stuff I'm forgetting to say, but whatever.
Well, I do want to say I do want to say that I'm sure Cynthia, your husband's booth is missed at the con. So
sure.
Yeah, so whenever you guys have the opportunity to come back home.
Yeah, I mean, I just like you said, it was very short notice, and hopefully, if I could have more time, because I mean, we're flying in now, which is not ideal, and I don't like it, but we need a little bit of leeway.
Flying sucks. I hate it.
I don't even mind flying. I just hate not living there anymore.
Well, we don't like not having you here, which kind of sucks. So that kind of blows too. Yeah.
Like I never randomly bump into you anymore.
That's true.
I don't see you at Target anymore.
Yeah.
Randomly.
But every time I'm in town, I see like 5, 6, 7 times.
Oh, hey, and again, shopping at Target the next day again.
Or twice in the same day.
Yeah, Kathy says she wants to know about what Gannon said. Kathy, I know it's not.
You and me both.
I know it's not fair, but I will let Gannon share that news with the public. I don't want to take away the glory of what that's going to be. So, okay. Well, Alika can say this. You know what? To be fair, Alika said it was about Rush Hour 2, and that's going to be about it. Is what I share. That is correct. It was about Rush Hour 2, so it's kind of.
I'm
crazy.
sure many of you are like, he was in Rush Hour 2.
He was in Rush Hour 2. Yeah, that's what you're calling it. Trust me, we'll talk about it. But anyway, other than that, Maui Comic-Con 2022 right around the corner. Big shout out to Alika and
Alika's in the chat.
He was.
Why are you forgetting something? Come on.
I'm pretty sure.
He's probably just he's probably doing Comic-Con stuff,
It's over. Come on.
So yeah, thank you everybody for coming out. Maui Comic-Con 2021 is in the books, and it was a nice warm up to what will be coming in the future. And in the future. So it'd be very cool. Now, Cynthia. I want to. Okay.
You're from the future.
A little bit, a few hours, right?
Let's get on you, and I don't mean that any weird way at all.
Yeah,
distance between us now, G. Come on.
Yeah, it's true. Number one, how have you been? Number two, we know that you are currently living in oh, sorry, Alika is being weirdo.
No,
he said doing shoot videos with cartoonist kayfabe at my Hale. Oh, okay, fair enough. He also said, "Gee, read this, you ass clown." Thanks, appreciate it. And he also says you have no idea what's about to drop. Well, I'm very excited. We can't wait to hear about it. But what I was saying is that you moved off the islands.
Yeah.
During the whole pandemic that we had, moved out to Cali.
Yeah.
Now, being out in Cali, it's a very different place than Maui.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't have to talk about. You've been out. You've been back here. You have graced us with your presence a couple of times. I didn't get a chance to see you while you were here. Next time I will, though.
Not for lack of being invited out, because
that's true. That's very true. I just couldn't make it. But you've been back to do work. Now, question is that because of all the craziness,
mm-hmm.
And because of your job,
mm-hmm.
and of course, as you know, this is the Nerd Watch. Have you been a good nerd? Have you been keeping up in the world of pop culture?
Since my podcast ended, I've been watching less.
Yeah.
But I keep up.
Oh,
Ish.
Okay. Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, no, I do a lot of. Now that I'm in California, I do a lot of travel for work. Like I've been back to Maui so many times, and like just traveling everywhere. So perhaps it's good my podcast imploded, so I don't I don't have to do that much research, because I was the producer and I was writing all the show notes, and I was so I did have to watch absolutely everything, and now I don't.
It's a pain, isn't it? I mean, that stuff I think that's the worst part of doing a show, is like all of the background crap you have to kind of
it's the worst. I wish I could have just been like my co-host and just showed up.
Well, you're more responsible than that. That's you.
I'm not going to put my name on something that's a steaming pile of crap. Like I had to do my research and
first of all, maybe you start. I mean, this is what this show is. So
a steaming pile of crap.
Thank
Get
you.
my name off that screen.
So this show is, it doesn't take much.
You do your research, you watch your stuff. Like, come on.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Now, I wanted to get to this, and this is the question I wanted to ask you. I wanted to know if you had an opportunity to see the new version of Dune.
I did not.
You did not?
I did not.
Dune.
On purpose.
You did? Oh, on purpose.
Yeah.
I gotta hear this.
Well, it's not salacious. I just it didn't appeal to me. Like, I love David Lynch. Everyone knows how much I love David Lynch. I'm an idiot for David Lynch, and I know that his Dune is not that well received. But
I don't think you and Franny can be friends anymore.
Does she love it?
Oh my gosh.
And she's the only person I met that loves it, because everyone I know I've talked to.
Franny was supposed to be on the show tonight and be your counterpart, but
I mean, maybe that's a good thing she's not, because otherwise that would have imploded too.
Oh man.
Another friendship.
Just losing friends left and right.
Left and right. Ever since you moved out to Cali. Oh my gosh. No. But here, I'm surprised you haven't. But I will. Can I say something? Because I too am a huge David Lynch fan. I will say this. And I will do number one. You can tell I'm a huge David Lynch fan because I bought the collector's edition of the 4K of the original Dune.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I think you should watch it.
Okay.
The new one. Okay. Because what you will have, I think you will have the same reaction that I did. For as good as the new one is, it doesn't hold a candle to the off-putting strangeness
of Lynch.
Of Lynch.
Yeah.
And you'll go, man, I am totally missing that. And that's what you'll do.
I feel like that's probably why I've stayed away from it. Also, I heard Zendaya was in it for like a minute.
She's in it for a few minutes, yeah. I mean, you know, to be fair to Zendaya, I mean, she will have a much bigger role in the second film. Yeah. So, I mean, that is without a doubt. We'll definitely see, obviously, her and, you know, Timothy Chalamet will have more of a relationship in the second showings of the film. But I was shocked. I was shocked you didn't get a chance to see it. I mean,
I have HBO Max. I could have watched it at any point in time. I just was just like
for free.
Maybe I'll watch Elf again. I don't know.
Well, I will say this. I think you should be. I think that you should, when you have the opportunity to see it, take a look at it. Let us know what you think, because you know, Kathy said she liked it in the chat. Kathy said she liked it. So I
can't argue with
I think
that.
you should watch it, but I think you'll have the same reaction that I did.
No, now I'm curious because no one said anything that actually made me curious. Like everyone was just like, "Why haven't you seen it?" And I'm like, Bleh. But
and they make you feel like a jerk for not watching it. Yeah.
Well,
what?
Yeah, but I mean now, I probably will watch it now. But
good, you should.
I am very busy watching Hawkeye though.
Oh, okay. Now I'm glad you brought that up because I have to tell you something. Phormat, I think, has been watching it, and so is Kai. Yes. I have not seen episode 1 of that show yet.
You've seen the other episodes?
I know. Why would you skip to like 2?
I've watched episode 2 through 5, but no, I'm just kidding. I think Haley Steinfeld is adorable. Number one,
so good in this.
She's adorable. I like her in that Apple TV show Dickinson. She's really good in that. So, you know, by the way, she's also in the best Transformers movie, Bumblebee. So she's really good in that.
Oh, I know.
So she's excellent in that. Now, I guess here's my question for all of you. Since I haven't had the opportunity to watch it, which I'm going to, because I've been watching all. I was telling Cynthia before we started the show that I've been watching a lot of, you know, as you guys know, I'm a film critic and part of the Hawaii Film Critics Society.
Sound like a humble brag.
We've been getting it's award season, so we get a lot of screeners, and I'm trying to consume as much of, you know, all of this, you know, for your consideration stuff, you know, and so I haven't had an opportunity to watch Hawkeye yet. Am I missing out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
very simply, yes. It's great. I don't even like Hawkeye. He's my least favorite Avenger. Like,
how dare you?
Boring. I'm not talking about comics Hawkeye. I'm talking about this
Jeremy Renner.
But you know what? He has made Hawkeye interesting and fleshed out the character and made him just endearing in ways that I didn't think he could be. Like it's just the relationship with him and Haley is so adorable and heartwarming, and it is a Christmas like show, which is adorable.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's like I think it's a Christmas series.
Yeah, it's adorable.
I have heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is only something that I've heard. I've heard it is almost a take on Die Hard. Is that right or wrong?
I don't think so.
Okay, I was just
but it should be. I think someone should have talked to you first.
Right?
Be like, see, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
So when we put this up against the other Marvel TV shows that have been on Disney Plus, from Loki to WandaVision and Falcon and the Snowman, or
Birdman and Snowman.
Birdman and Snowman. Does it compare? Is it better than, or what's the deal?
Nothing will come as close. Nothing will come close for me in the MCU at all to Loki. Nothing will come close to that.
Oh, okay.
Freaking loved Loki. Like love. But
Fascinating.
I will say this. I think in a totally different way, it's as good. Oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's as good as WandaVision.
Wow. By the way, Cynthia, you have a fan in the chat. Aaron in the chat says hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Aron.
You want to say hello to you?
Oh, now he shows up.
It's because Cynthia's on. Hello.
I think there's a lot of heart in the Hawkeye series that isn't in the other shows.
Do you think that's because Jeremy Renner never had an opportunity in the movies to kind of, I dare I say it, like emote or really act in those movies?
Possibly. I mean, they kind of, that first episode, they kind of joke around with like how
he needs
much
help with
of a
his
side
PR.
character he is.
I mean, it's true, but the thing is that like it's an interesting, like, in the way that WandaVision is an interesting look into how someone with superpower deals with death and loss. Hawkeye is sort of like how somebody who has no superpowers deals with being in a world of people with superpowers.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, would it be incorrect to say, I mean, I haven't watched the show, would it be incorrect to say that Hawkeye does have a superpower? I mean, he's got his eye when
like
it comes
Hawk?
to ding, 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 ding. Absolutely.
I mean, he has superpower in the way that, Black Widow had superpowers. And in the comics, I think they may or may not have, but in the MCU, they don't technically have superpowers.
Yeah.
They just are super good, super trained, But yeah, I mean, like he's doing. You're being showed other skills that he has in the show that you didn't see in the MCU films.
I'm assuming, because I'm hopefully going to watch this over the Christmas break. I'm assuming that the length of time it takes for these episodes to happen. I take it that Jeremy's getting an opportunity to kind of give us more of who Hawkeye is, what he's becoming, who he is with Kate Bishop, and things like that is what I'm taking it, or is it like a buddy cop thing?
It is like a like how the heck are these people coexisting kind of a thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the odd couple kind of a thing, because it's not like they have a super long history together, they're just thrown together,
Right. And for you it's working.
It's really working.
Yeah.
And I had low expectations because I don't like Hawkeye. And I had low expectations, especially after the Birdman and the Snowman.
Birdman and the Falcon guy? Yeah.
That was okay, but I'm not going to watch that again anytime. I would watch Loki. If anybody hasn't seen Loki, I'm like, how much time you got? Let's watch this right now.
It's interesting because I don't think the boys were the boys in the show were as overly enthused with Loki as you are. I mean, I think they liked it, but I don't think anybody was like over the moon for it like you are. That's weird.
I loved it. Loved it.
Wow.
Loved it.
Wow. Even better than WandaVision, huh?
Better than WandaVision.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I think I've never heard. I mean, like, I'm not saying that's a popular opinion, but that is definitely my opinion. I loved WandaVision. I think it's great. But Loki hit certain notes with me, and just how fun it was, and the characters they brought in, and the way that they, the way that it ended, even I liked, and the way it opened up the multiverse. I just thought it was just a really lovely show wrapped in a bow, which is getting a second season, which is fantastic.
Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. So how many more episodes of Hawkeye before we're done?
There one came out today that I haven't watched yet.
What's that?
One came out today.
Oh, that's right. It's Wednesday.
And then I think there may be 3 more after that. I could be wrong.
2
more after that?
I think there's 2 more. Let me just pull up.
But yeah, they keep ramping it up. Like it keeps getting more and more and more interesting. And you don't know what's going to happen because they do take characters from the comic books, but they, of course, in the MCU way, they're not the same person you think they're going to be, but you recognize the name and you're like, ooh, is that? And you're like, I was wrong. Because that's what the MCU does.
Wow.
There's one more episode left.
Oh, wow. What?
Okay, so the one tonight, and then there's one more after this, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm showing for one tonight should be episode 5, right?
Really?
So,
Okay.
So I get one more episode for episode 6.
Damn.
On December 22nd.
Now
and nothing listed after that.
And that's it, huh?
I'm not seeing anything on IMDb.
Joel says he thinks it's 8 episodes in the chat. He thinks it's 8.
I thought it was 5 or 6.
Okay. Well, if I'm almost there, I might as well just I can marathon this puppy, which would be great.
And
Sweet,
I think you're gonna like it. I mean, isn't Jeremy Renner like a conservative poster boy? I mean,
fair enough. I'll go with that. Now
you haven't watched it. Come on,
you've made it more intriguing.
You'll be hooked right after Rogers the musical.
Rogers the musical.
Oh
okay.
yeah,
I can't wait to see that. That's going to be super cool. Speaking of, and we talked about it in length on another show, but Cynthia, I wanted to get your take on it because, once again, you are the only one that I know that has a connection to the next movie that I'm going to name, and no one here liked it but you.
Oh no!
Did you get to see Ghostbusters Afterlife?
I did.
Okay.
No one here liked it.
No.
He's talking about Lady Ghostbusters.
I'm talking about Lady Ghostbusters.
Gotcha.
No one in this room, other than Cynthia, really liked Lady Ghostbusters.
It's great.
I did not like.
I thought it was fine.
All right, she thought it was fine. All right, fair enough. Cynthia knows how I feel about that. But then again, I'm a huge. I'm more invested. I'm more invested in Ghostbusters than I am Star Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
that's
whatever.
That's my thing.
Wow, that's bold. Wow,
it is bold. Super bold.
present lady pilots. I believe was a.
Every Maui Comic-Con, I think this is the year I'm going to dress up like a lady pilot.
I swear that Kaimana Yamada, by the way, our good friend Kaimana Yamada, the man who created Gamma Dice, he should create a comic called Lady Pilots.
Oh, it's a good name. It's a really good name. It really is.
Now, I want to know what were your thoughts? Did you really? Okay.
I loved it. My son loved it. I loved it. I went out and got him a new Ghostbusters toy because Gannon was nice enough to give him the and my brain is just going blank on everything. The thing where the ghosts go into the ghost trap thing.
The ghost trap.
So he had the ghost trap, but he didn't have the proton pack or the other thing.
He gave that.
He gave him
to Max.
He gave Max the trap, but not the rest of it. So we went immediately.
And he was going to charge me for the popcorn tub that looked like Ecto 1 at Comic-Con. That bastard.
He is a child, sir.
Oh. All right. Fair enough. Dang.
So we went out and we got it is broken, but we fixed it. But so he wanted the rest of the costume. So we got him a full costume with he's got the goggles from the movie, this new movie, and like he's just decked out. He obsessed with the Ghostbusters, even more so than he was before. And I think it's great. I thought it was a great movie. I cried.
I have to tell you something. I will say that I think that it was, well, once again, it was fantastic. I loved it. I thought McKenna Grace was the standout performance in that entire show. She was very good. So this notion that I don't like Lady Ghostbusters, I liked her.
Just make them underage. It's what you're saying. You're setting yourself up here, G.
Damn.
Calm down.
Damn. All right.
Well, it's all kept on the internet, so now we have to.
I believe. Are those sirens in the background?
I hear the FBI knocking on your door.
Oh man!
Dare you? How dare you?
Now who's trapped in the closet?
Prison spell.
She's phenomenal. She's a phenomenal actress.
Yeah, she's great. She's great, and I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm with you. I cried too. I was a little baby.
It
in
was
that
touching.
movie.
And they're Paul Rudd. You can't go wrong, you know?
Yeah. By the way, Paul
Rudd, doing his best Louis Tully. It was great.
People Magazine's sexiest man of the year, Paul Rudd.
Sexiest man alive. Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I think
Moranis.
Gannon didn't give him enough credit. He thought he was Paul Rudding the movie. I thought.
Didn't he say That's fine.
That's what I thought too.
That's why you bring in Paul Rudd,
right?
You gonna complain that Christopher Walken? Like,
I know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't Gannon. It could have been Todd. I don't know. But either one of them said that it felt like Paul Rudd was just being Paul Rudd, and I thought, well, that's what you bring Paul Rudd in for, kind of.
That's fine.
So I was like, I was cool with it.
I thought he's
so good. So now we haven't had a lot to choose from this year. But would that be one of the best movies you've seen so far this year?
I feel like I'm drawing a blank on movies I've seen this year. What did I see?
Isn't that weird, right?
What came out this year? Did Black Widow come out this year? Like what came out this year?
That's what I mean. And I haven't seen Steven Spielberg's new West Side Story yet, so I don't know.
Well, that clearly is going to be the best movie of the year. How can we even talk about movies?
Right.
Shut this whole thing down and let's go watch West Side Story. How nerdy!
Yeah, super nerdy. Yeah. I can tell you who did like it though, because someone in this chat did see it.
I can't even guess.
I love the trailer and how they try to make it like all mysterious.
Oh, the West Side Story trailer? Fair enough. I agree with you. It is
with the
kind of
camera
weird
stuff,
yeah.
And then they're like, "Who are you?" I half expected him to be like, "My name's West Side Story."
West Side Story.
To be fair, Gen Z might not know the story at all. So
that's what I mean.
So,
and apparently now, I guess it's they don't. This is what I was reading, and I haven't seen it yet, and I kind of want to because it's kind of my job. Mm-hmm. But I've read that Steven Spielberg decided not to add for at least the American release subtitles for the Spanish speaking parts.
Yeah.
And apparently that's rubbing people the wrong way because they want to know what the story is. And I was like, ooh,
if you don't know the story yet.
And to be fair, I think that is the only caveat that I can excuse that is that West Side Story is so famous in the fact that everyone should know the West Side Story that you would pretty much get everything out of those performances with
just
the emoting.
The performance. It's
correct.
Freaking Romeo and Juliet.
Correct.
Like,
and now exactly that's what I was thinking. But then again, I also have to say that as a guy who's going to review it, it's going to be a lot harder for me I don't want to crap all over Steven because he's, he pretty much made my childhood.
Yeah, he's an old man. You don't want to crap on an old man.
Oh, that's good. Richard in the chat says, now a whole new generation of teachers have a new version of West Side Story to show kids when they want an easy day. That totally works. That totally works. I mean, I enjoyed the original. I liked the original. I've always loved Natalie Wood. I think she's an absolute stunning woman. I didn't get to. I will definitely go watch West Side Story when I have a chance to. But getting back to the point, best movie you've seen so far this year? You don't even remember. That's what I'm saying.
I could do some research right now and tell you, but I do, I obviously want to see a few more. I want to see House of Gucci. I want to see Spencer. I want to see, a lot of things that just came out that I haven't seen yet.
It's weird. By the way, speaking of, I think it is weird that they named that movie Spencer when it obviously should have been named Diana. But I understand after watching it why they named it Spencer instead of Diana now. But you would never know that until you actually watch the movie. But yeah, I think that for me right now, I mean, after I was not a fan of No Time to Die, didn't like it, not at all. Out of all the movies I've seen so far this year, I think Ghostbusters Afterlife is still my favorite. I think that's the one to beat, no doubt. So that's the camp that I'm in. I mean, from M. Night Shyamalan's Old to the Candyman movie that came out this year.
Oh, that was good.
From what's interesting? Interesting thing about Candyman, I think people should see it. I will say that I like movies that
you do.
I like. Bingo.
For sure.
I like movies that are challenging. I also like movies that are socio-political in their and very much Candyman is, which is interesting.
It really is. I actually cried. And I'm talking about 2 movies I cried at, and I don't usually cry at movies, but I cried at those 2. Yeah, I found it really moving.
Right.
What range?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters Afterlife and Candyman? Holy crap. I cried at both of them.
Speaking of moving, he is our Dark Knight.
Hey, Greg sucks.
He is the man who wears a cape and cowl and utility belt and nothing else, fighting crime across Maui County. He is also the man that is famous for insulting Ernie Reyes Jr. to his face at Maui Comic-Con 2021. Ladies and gentlemen,
my hero.
Please put your hands together for the punk rock superstar, the horror aficionado. Please show a little reverence for the man we call Gannon.
Turn your camera on, Gannon.
Oh,
how's it going, Gannon?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
How's your fun?
What is going on?
What is going on? Am I missing something?
Oh man, this has gotten really good. All
it's gotten weird. Gannon, how are you? Are you even there?
I'm here.
Someone found Gannon's phone.
Someone found his phone. So, Gannon, I was regaling your misadventures with Ernie Reyes Jr. with Cynthia,
I don't
but
think
I
you can legally regale anymore.
I was trying to regale her with that story, but I felt it was more important to leave that to you. Would you like to express to her the story of how you may have made yourself and Ernie Reyes Jr. a little uncomfortable during Maui Comic-Con 2021?
All I said is I never saw the rundown.
You're such a liar. You're such a freaking liar.
I told him I saw the porn parody, The Rubdown, that he was also in.
You're so stupid. I was trying. I didn't want to ruin the story. I didn't want to mistell it.
It's not that great of a story.
I still hey, listen. Cynthia will understand. Because she works in the business and she knows how completely off-putting that might have been. So what I did is, again, this is not that good of a story. But Cynthia, are you sitting down?
Okay, let me sit down. It's
not that good of a story. I go up to him and I was chit-chatting him a little bit. I had him sign my copy of Slapcat Fever, and that's its own story. But I was like, well, when am I ever going to get an opportunity to answer this question? It always bothered me in Rush Hour 2 that Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker come to confront him because I guess he was like a lead to the gang that they're trying to track down. He runs away. They chase him. He goes through the lobby down into an alleyway, and he turns around, and he meets up with Zhang Zi's character and the little gang there. And there's no fight. There's no fight sequence between Jackie Chan and Ernie Reyes Jr. So I asked him that. I'm like, it just feels like it's such a waste to have you there, and then there's no fight scene between you and Jackie. Like, why even have you there if there's not going to be a fight scene? And he just kind of looks at me and he goes, "You're going to have to talk to Jackie about that." And just the look in his face when he said that to me, I'm like, "Oh, that's a sore spot."
To me, listening to that story, even though you may not think it's that bad, let me tell you something. When what made me cringe in that story, and what I didn't tell him when I heard it first time was
that my pants were off.
that was first. But the second thing,
fight scene.
The second thing was, hey Ernie, you really didn't need to be there.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you're acting. Nah, we don't want to see that. Why aren't you punching, my friend?
That was super cringe. I was like, oh my God, you can't say that to the guy. I was like, oh my God, don't say that. But yeah, I mean, I understand.
I was remarking on his lack of screen time for someone that's a pretty known dude. You guys are trying to turn it into an insult. I'm saying there's such an opportunity to have you do more. Why didn't you do more in it?
I know, I get that, but I mean, if the first time I heard it, I was like, I did go, like that was super.
Well, I mean, I said that to you guys. I didn't say it to him. That it could have literally been anyone else. But I didn't tell him that.
Oh, okay.
What I
Fair
said
enough.
to him was like, it just seems like such a waste for you to be in that moment and then not have a fight scene with Jackie Chan, like to just see those two guys square off. I didn't tell him like that could have literally been G Money in that scene, and it could have been the same.
So I mean, I just felt like I just can't stand there. Am I a kung fu puppet for you? That's what it felt like when I hear that story. Like,
well, and maybe that's how he felt when I said it, but I'm thinking in terms of like this is Ernie Reyes freaking Jr. Like, you know,
yeah, sure.
He's been a badass since he was a little kid. Like, why put him in this movie at all if we're not going to get to see him show off what we know him for?
That's a good point. I that's the thing that when you put it like that, maybe
you can kind of color it into like, oh, is he a dancing monkey and just has to do what we want to see him do? But again, you know, that's what we know him for.
All right.
Nobody wants to watch Michael Jordan play baseball.
That's true. I do. I think it's hilarious.
Cynthia, you've been in situations with people like this that you've worked with a lot.
Would that be situations with Gannon before?
No, not with Gannon. Well, yes, you've been in situations with Gannon.
Gannon's embarrassed you publicly before.
how in situations like that, how would you handle it in your professional way?
Oh, great. So now we get to hear somebody actually handle celebrities like a professional.
If I said
making me
that,
look like a toad.
or if I heard somebody saying that to us,
either one, whichever you feel is more.
I would if it wasn't me saying it, I would have ran in the other direction or hid, so I didn't have to deal with the embarrassment. But if I had said it, I would have like backtracked 100 times and like I'd be like, wait a minute, I just mean you're awesome. Sorry.
Okay, I get it. All right, that's how you'd handle it. Fair enough. Okay, good.
He did talk to me about Crystal Skull, which you didn't know he was in.
Well, that's interesting that you say that because I did know he was in it, but I just didn't know he was the guy that. Yes, I did because I knew he was the guy.
You literally have a recording of us talking about that where you said you didn't know that.
Wait a minute, okay? Maybe I don't know. Did I? I was the one that said he had the dart blown in his mouth, didn't I?
I said that. Oh, you didn't know it was him.
Okay. I thought that was. I thought I did.
You're on record not knowing that.
Oh, okay. Well, I will check the tape. By the way, that is the second best Indiana Jones movie. Then first one is Temple of Doom. So yeah, and yes, Ernie Reyes Jr. is in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
He's the one that gets the dart blown in his mouth.
That's what I said last time. I
could have sworn. That's what I said.
Oh, that's he the Crystal Skull?
And then Harrison Ford said he was the hardest working Filipino he had met, or something like that.
I must not know too many Filipinos.
Why do I believe that did not happen?
He said
he must not go to the hospital very often.
Harrison Ford said that to you? He said that to G Money.
If he's lucky, Harrison Ford will be in the next one too. If he's lucky.
Harrison Ford would never look at G Money and say he's worked a day in his life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's a good point. It's a good point. But listen.
By the way, your Kingpin cosplay at Maui was on point.
Was it on point? I appreciate that. I thank you so much for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Any other embarrassing
Kingpin sitting cosplay?
That's what it was.
Kingpin actually moves around.
First of all, he moves around, but it's minimal. Number one, it's minimally efficient.
What?
That's what it is with him. You know what I mean?
It's not.
Come on. It totally is. Any other embarrassing stories you'd like to share about Maui Comic-Con before we move on there, Gannon?
I don't really have anything juicy, no.
Oh, nothing juicy. Okay. No, nothing too juicy.
Nothing really worth talking about.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you know what's going on at Alika's house with the cartoonist kayfabe guys? They're shooting some interviews and stuff. Do you know anything about that?
It's like an orgy or something.
That sounds like Alika.
I don't think so, but
that would
maybe...
explain the excitement in the chat earlier. He's like, something's about to drop.
Alika described it as they're going to make movies of when mommies and daddies lay on top of each other.
I don't think so, but thanks for trying. I'm sure Alika would appreciate that. Well, now I can't wait to see these videos. They'll be...
Oh yeah.
Well, you are a movie critic, sir, as you keep pointing out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's not true.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Speaking of, I want before I forget this. Tomorrow night is the premiere of Spider-Man No Way Home. So
anybody want to know who dies?
Shut your mouth, Gannon.
No game.
I hope it's Bruce Wayne's parents.
Uncle Ben dies.
I can't wait to see all those pearls hit the floor again.
That's right. Spider-Man No Way Home is tomorrow night. The world premiere is tomorrow night. We here in Maui get a 3 p.m. show, which is crazy. So that is going to be a lot of fun. I got tickets for that. We will be having we'll do a special kind
you
of
got tickets
review
or
show.
We got tickets.
He got tickets.
To be fair, I got tickets.
I know it. He was supposed to try to get us tickets.
Hey, Phormat.
Yo.
Remember when we heard that they wanted us to do an event there, but then they didn't make sure we had tickets to watch it ourselves?
Oh, right. I remember that.
Hey, that is true. That did
it's
happen.
Weird how that
they
works.
Want us to show up, They want us to show up for free work and then not let us see the movie.
Whoa. It's once
right.
again.
We show up, we give away a bunch of our stuff
once again
to the fans.
We can
and then when the movie starts, they give us the boot.
Once again, because of the way the seating is because of COVID. Okay, there's an issue, and I don't
know, man.
We can't bunch up those tickets.
Okayed the Maui Comic-Con.
He did, but they still do the social gaps at the theaters. Do they do that in the mainland, Cynthia? Still?
No. I'm looking at tickets right now for Spider-Man.
Shut up. So you guys can sit together. Everything. It's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's like Xanadu over there.
Well, I'm not in LA. I'm in Palm Springs, and Palm Springs is totally different than LA.
She truly is from the future.
Now, okay, so because here there's a 2-seat buffer. So there's a 2-seat buffer. Yeah.
So if you need a place to put your coat.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So
essentially what it's there for.
So what happens is that you can buy tickets, 2 tickets, but there has to be a 2-seat buffer for that happens, and then you can buy the other 2. But it won't allow you to buy more than 2 at a time, which is weird. Yeah,
what if you've got like 20 people in your family?
That's what I'm talking. That was the point. That's why I couldn't buy all these tickets.
Because they know G Money is known for scalping tickets.
First of all, that is not true. Remember, before this whole COVID thing happened, we were doing all the premieres. I was getting everybody to go watch. We got to sit and watch. Well, with the exception of Cynthia, we got she was there, but we got to watch the misery that was The Rise of Skywalker. At least we all went to see that together. Anyway.
Fantastic. we watched Midsommar. We saw so many things, guys.
We did Midsommar. I love that movie, by the way.
So good.
Lady Jedi. Yeah,
Lady Jedi.
Put your boyfriend in a bear suit. Great. Lady Jedi. No, thank you.
I still say when Adam Driver and Daisy really made out at the end of that movie, it made me cringe.
Made you cry?
Your brother and sister kiss.
Cringe. It made me cringe.
Brother and sister kiss. That's like Star Wars, dude. That is Star Wars. What are you talking about? It's the most Star Wars thing.
They didn't know they were brother and sister yet, though.
It doesn't change genetics.
It doesn't. That's a good point. She has a good point. It does not change genetics.
It's okay as long as you don't know, according to Gannon.
Yeah. just because you don't know in the beginning doesn't make it better by the end. Have you not seen Old Boy?
Oh my god!
Great movie, by the way. Old Boy.
Wait. What the hell is Old Boy?
What?
Great, here we
Lady
go.
Old Boy.
Lady Old Boy. I'm remaking Old Boy into a Lady Old Boy.
Just what's the difference? Call it Lady Boy.
How dare you?
Very different movie.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know tomorrow night is the premiere. We will be doing a special podcast for Spider-Man, and that'll be the last show of the year. And that'll be the last show of the year. We'll get everybody will have an opportunity to watch Spider-Man No Way Home. It'll be a lot of fun.
This Facebook Live the movie for everybody that can't make it.
Ooh, do it.
Sounds illegal.
Do it.
That sounds illegal.
Very cool. Now
It's only illegal if you get caught. Everyone knows that.
everybody does know
fair
this.
Fair enough.
It's going to be a lot of fun. This has been getting, I think it's at 99% at Rotten Tomatoes right now, according to the critics.
Who
For those of you that
cares?
follow, who according to those that follow Rotten Tomatoes, has been getting crazy good
It's
reviews.
a 37 by Todd Bernardi standards.
That is also true.
I can already write his review.
Yeah. He's gonna go watch it with his friend.
He's gonna
James-
hate watch it.
Yeah, he is gonna hate watch it because his name is Todd Bernardi.
With his friend?
I can't wait to hear what he. I can't wait to hear what he has
He's
to say
gonna
about
see it twice in the same day.
Yes, he is. That's what I can't wait.
He's gonna
Yeah.
see it with James Silvani,
Mhm.
and then he's gonna haul butt over to where I'm at in Kihei and watch it with me in Kihei.
Right.
Because I didn't know James Silvani was going to invite him to go, so he's going to see it both times, and I can't wait to see his face after he sees it the first time because I'm going to know he hates it already.
So super.
But he's going to gloat over it the whole time.
Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, this is why we don't like Todd. Did you? By the way, speaking
this
of,
is why.
yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
A couple of things other than that. Did you know that it looks like that a new Zorro has been cast?
This is
Oh, I
kind of
heard
old
about
news,
this, but I didn't read the article, so I don't know
Yeah.
who got
kind of old news.
It's going to be a lady Zorro. I'm just
Lady
kidding, so-
Zorro.
Where do you get your news from? Because I just read Wilmer
Wilmer
Valderrama
Valderrama,
doing it.
yes. Wilmer Valderrama.
What?
Yeah.
Wilmer.
Ew.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. What's the disdain for Wilmer?
Isn't he like a serial freaking? Doesn't he like love to go after really young girls and groom them?
Whoa. No, I think you're thinking of his co-star in that 70s show, that guy who was part of the Scientology church. What's his name?
So for Grace,
Masterson? No, Masterson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Michael Cena.
Oh, it's fine then.
He just
so
stood
Wilmer
by while it happened. That's
I
fine,
have a
then.
question.
He's fine.
Why does Zorro have to be Latino?
He
He should be
doesn't.
losing this
You never
time.
see the Gay Blade?
That is my favorite movie. That is my
It's
favorite
such a
Zorro of
good
all time.
movie.
It's
such a
so good. I have to tell you something, Cynthia. I'm so glad you said that. You actually gave me chicken skin when you said that, because that's the Zorro that I grew up with.
Me too.
That's the Zorro that I love, and I wish that they'd come out with. I would love to have a copy of that again because I can't find it.
Greg,
It's a great movie. Fun.
I'm not surprised that something with gay in the title is your favorite.
Hey, let me tell you something. Brenda Vaccaro is in it. So is Joseph Bologna. He's fantastic in it. And George Hamilton is.
Tony Baloney. I know the whole cast.
George Hamilton is my favorite Zorro, bar none. Better than Antonio
it's time to
Banderas.
reboot.
Yeah.
It's time to
absolutely.
reboot. Lady Gay Blade.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, like, don't we live in the day and age where they're just gonna swap everything around?
Yeah, well,
Right?
that's true.
Pretty
It's possible.
Shouldn't Zorro be Asian now or something?
Let me sing
He's from the
let
Middle
me,
East.
let me sing the gay praises of Zorro the Gay Blade, because number one, it has amazing
The
music.
gay praises.
Yeah, it's the music is fantastic.
Wow.
Phrases, if you will.
Oh, there's a music.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's not a musical, but it's got a great score. The score is fantastic. And George
Are
Hamilton
there any West Side Story finger snapping?
No finger snapping at all.
Oh.
But you know what there is? There is George Hamilton doing rhymes, which is fantastic. 2 bits,
George
4
Hamilton?
bits.
Wait, he's throwing down
Oh, the
fat bar.
KFC guy.
6 bits a peso. All those for Zorro. Stand up and say so.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. Because
I
we
have to
find
figure
out
who George Harrison was.
George
I
Hamilton.
remember now.
Hamilton. He's very
George-
Right.
he's very orange.
He's regal, very
he's
regal.
The, KFC guy.
Yeah, he's
I thought he
he's
was
the
the guitar
Colonel for
player
a
in the
while.
Beatles.
no, that's Harrison. This is Hamilton.
Oh,
I
Well,
have
what
to
you're
say-
talking about is heresy.
So what we find in George, what we find out in
Well done,
Zorro the Gay
sir.
Blade is that Zorro's father has died, and
Oh.
unbeknownst, his father has died, and unbeknownst to George Hamilton,
It's not his
His
dad.
Zorro.
his father used to be Zorro, so he has to take up the mantle as Zorro, which is super cool.
Right.
But
He's like
the thing is
Zorro
what
Jr..
also George Hamilton, what we don't know in the movies, and this is what happens, is that we find out that he has a twin brother.
Chinese.
He's a twin brother, and his twin brother is gay. Just so
And it's funny because I haven't seen this movie in a very long time, so
I
I don't
love
know how
it.
it's aged. But I do know that I have a lot of gay friends who like this was their first representation that they saw on
Oh,
screen, and they
it's so
just
good.
adore the movie.
it is absolutely fantastic because
So when
his name
does
is
Lin-Manuel Miranda come into this?
he's not ruining my movie. And by the way, George
way,
Hamilton's twin
You
brother's
love
name
Tick,
is
Tick, Boom.
his I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the name of George Hamilton's twin brother in that movie is Bunny. I
Oh,
believe, wasn't it?
I don't remember, but that sounds right in my
That
heart.
sounds right, right? It's
In my
so
heart.
good. It's so good. Anyway,
Bunny Zorro?
yeah, no, that's the name of the hero that they play, but his actual name is Bunny, and he's coming back home to visit his brother from the Navy.
It's such a good movie.
It's such. Anyway, Zorro the Gay Blade. If you can find it, let me know, because I don't think I have my copy anymore, and I'd love to have that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think of that.
I got one over here.
Shut up! Don't mess with me. But yes. Anyway, Wilmer Valderrama will be our brand new Zorro, and I think that's going to be a Disney.
brand new
Isn't it a
Gay
Disney
Blade.
Plus show, Gannon? Isn't that right?
Isn't this your news? What are you asking me for?
Because I remember this was the announcement. I didn't get to read the
All
entire
I saw is that
announcement.
he's playing it. What's going to be on, I could care less because I don't want to watch anything within a minute. So
How
I was
dare
right.
you.
Wilmer Valderrama is the creep. It is.
Is he?
Mhm.
I thought his friend was the creep.
Nope, he's the
They're
creep.
both creeps.
I guess they're both creeps.
you know,
All right,
if they're in
lady
Hollywood, they're all
creeps.
creeps.
All right. Well, maybe I won't be watching it. Also, speaking of news today,
What if he's got a gay brother, though?
For those of you that care at this point, it looks like James Cameron's Avatar 2 will be released in theaters in 2023.
I can't
Oh,
wait
man.
to see how many people are actually excited about that movie coming up.
Well, there has been new details that have been released in a brand new article from Entertainment Weekly.
Did you say new details?
No,
Just for
new
them to
details have been released
Tell us
for
we
this.
can't see the movie.
Now, here's the reason why. According to you can read the Entertainment Weekly news about it, but the reason why it has been so long between Avatar and this new film, this new series of films, is because according to James Cameron, they had
He's
to
exploring
develop
the ocean.
that. Well, he is, but they had to develop the technology to film the movie. So while they were filming, he had to develop the technology because the movie is taking place underwater. So he said that in order for the characters to look appropriate while they are underwater, not only do the actors have to learn how to free dive, they have to learn how to breathe underwater for minutes at a time. The new camera
Hey,
technology.
Greg,
Yeah.
I need to
What?
stop you right there.
What?
You can't breathe underwater.
Okay. Fair enough. Hold your
I
breath
believe he's got
underwater.
you there, buddy.
Yeah, he does. He does. All right.
It's so pompous and pretentious. Like
it is.
I will. So it's taken
Yeah.
a long time for filming to start because James Cameron stuck his head so far up his ass. No thanks.
You know what the funny thing about it is like he cares so much to spend all this money to develop all these new camera rigs for stuff that the general audience isn't even going to notice.
Well, and that's the interesting thing
you can
because
literally just have them acting like they're underwater and just put in CG effects to make it look like they're actually underwater, and most people aren't going to really get the difference or even care for that matter.
Well, according
and this is I can't wait now.
Well,
I can't wait for them to be like on screen going.
No.
I can't wait to see how many actors die.
According to the story, it says while the studio tried to get Cameron to shoot the underwater scenes dry for wet by hanging people on wires like how Aquaman is shot, Cameron wouldn't do it. He said, I said it's not going to work. It's not going to look real. I even let them run a test where we captured dry for wet and then we captured in water a crude level of our in water capture technology, and it wasn't even close. The underwater performance capture process that has been engineered for the film provides, quote, a way to accurately record the actor's tiniest movements and expressions while submerged. Now, would you like to know who's working?
He did all this in the abyss.
Well, not to this effect. Would you like to know who's helping James Cameron work on this technology? A little company by the name of Weta Digital. Weta Digital. The footage was animated by Weta Digital, so they're employing the artistic expertise of Mr. Jackson, of Mr. Peter Jackson. So
he doesn't really run that company anymore. You know that, right?
Yeah, I understand that, but we got to give credit where credit is due at this point. Cameron says, Cameron. Now, to be fair, Cynthia, you said this, and to be fair to James Cameron, as pretentious as it sounds, you have to give him this. He says, Cameron says it sounds kind of nuts. He says the process sounds kind of nuts. I mean, if Avatar hadn't made so much damn money, we never would have done this. That's the reason why. And he says, I guess the question is there still a market? This is what he said now. Is there still a market for the Avatar franchise after all of these years? I don't know. So he's that's the question. Are you guys at this point even remotely interested in Avatar after all of this time?
I mean, it's really easy answer. Who the hell still talks about Avatar?
Did you know
it made a ton of money when it came out, but nobody talks about that movie anymore.
Would you like to know something interesting? Did you know that Avatar is back on top as the highest grossing movie of all time?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You want to know something interesting?
What's that?
I still have never seen Avatar.
Can I tell you something? And I hate to say it, I am not a fan of the movie at all. I do not like it.
It's Dancing with Wolves with CGI cats.
It's,
no, thank you. No, thank you.
It's flat out that story. It's literally the story of the white man saving everybody that everybody hates right now. It's literally that movie.
First of all, to be fair, it is kind of a screed against the white man in that respect, to be fair.
And yet it's still the white man that comes back to the Na'vi to save them all from their plight.
First of all, Sam Worthington was blue, not white.
He's a white guy who's literally culturally appropriating those aliens.
Man, I might like this movie now. This
Very literally culturally appropriating them. They put his brain into one of their bodies to mix in with them.
Yeah.
To save them.
How are they remaking this? This is like not something.
It's crazy.
Everything about it is cancelable these days.
Yes,
it is kind of crazy. But what's interesting is that according to the report in the Entertainment Weekly article, is that we're going to be experiencing different worlds of Avatar. This is not the same world as the Na'vi. This is another alien life form.
This
another
is not
alien
Pandora.
Race. So this is not. No, it's still Pandora, but it's a different race. So we'll. That's what it is.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. So
now we're pushing up on different nationalities.
Hey, listen. I don't know. Would you call it bluing? I mean, I would assume so. That's what it would be, right?
You guys are trying to be funny, dude.
No, that's what you would do, right? That's what he does in the movie.
He blew himself.
He blew himself. That's what he did.
Actually, they forced him into being blue, so he got the bluing forced onto him.
So according, by the way, just to wrap this up, according to the report,
I left out the fact that he was a cripple too. My bad, I forgot about that part.
Whoa! First of all,
Gannon.
Jeez, Gannon, handicap, bro. Oh my
His legs don't work.
Yes, he's handicapped. Oh man,
Gannon.
Right.
Was handicap a better word?
Hey, G Money's on this podcast.
I know. And what?
Out G Money.
I know. Avatar is cancelable. Jeez. Gannon. Anyway, according to this report, Avatar 2 and Avatar 3 have finished shooting, and they are both in post-production process right now. We will be getting those movies in 2023 and 2024, and then we're getting Avatar 4 and Avatar 5.
I'm going to bet you $1 million right now. I'll bet you $1 million if the first one comes out, they're going to slow down that part 4.
Well, we'll see. So
because they're already in the hole for the first 3, but I guarantee you once I guess the first sequel comes out, they're gonna be like, let's hang it back on that 4th one for a little while.
Oh, okay, here it is. The new clan of reef-dwelling Na'vi. They are still the Na'vi race. They're called the Metkayina. That's what they're called. I'm gonna bet you those guys are they're gonna be very Asian, like the Nemodians from Star Wars. But how is that okay? How is that possible? Because number one, Sam Worthington is coming back, and number two, so is
well, of course he's coming back. What's he doing? He's not doing anything.
Good point. What is the name of that other? She's in. What is her name? Why am I? Zoe Saldana. I was blanking on her name. Yeah. So anyway, Avatar is on its way back to theaters. And it's kind of crazy.
I so hope it tanks. You have no idea how badly I hope it tanks. You'd have no idea. I just want to see James Cameron get taken down a peg.
I wanna hear more about these cripples. What's
I want to hear more about you pegging James Cameron.
Okay, so Phormat. You remember that scene in Dark Phoenix where she makes Professor X walk up the stairs even though his legs don't work?
Oh, yeah.
That's basically it.
Awesome.
Speaking of big movies, Warner Brothers has released a full trailer for Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, the third of 5 planned films in the Harry Potter spin-off series.
Here's another franchise nobody cares about anymore.
That's what that's interesting you say that, because it seems like I don't know if that's true, because HBO Max has this whole 20th anniversary Harry Potter celebration coming in January.
Love it. Millennials love it.
That's the nostalgia for the original series, though. I don't think anybody cares about this new franchise like they did the other one.
That's a good point. I would assume
it does. I mean, it literally, from people that do talk about it, it literally feels like when they feel obligated to follow it because they like the other ones. They're not really passionate about the new ones.
Well, the other problem too is that a lot of people have canceled the writer, and they don't want to support her, and they don't want to give her any money. Right.
Yeah. That was the biggest thing. And then, of course, with this movie, we had that issue with Johnny Depp, who is now being replaced by Mads Mikkelsen. They got him off the movie, so he's. I mean,
we don't like Johnny Depp anymore, but talk about a downgrade.
What are you talking about? To be fair, I think Mads Mikkelsen is a great actor. Do I think he has the star power of Johnny? Probably not, but I think he's a better actor for the role.
I think he'll be more sinister.
Absolutely, 100%.
Anyway.
I agree. If you guys have not seen Mads Mikkelsen's turn in the series Hannibal, you should. It is amazing. So watch it. I have to say that I watched the first Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was okay. I never watched the second one yet. Everybody tells me that I shouldn't because it sucks. But I don't know. I don't know.
I've seen him both.
Did you like him?
The first one was better, but I love Eddie Redmayne. I think he's a great guy, so it's I'll support him, but it's just it's not my cup of tea.
Not your. Are you not a a fan of the Wizarding World? Is that as it were?
I don't much care about it. It's not really my thing. My
too.
son loves it. He
too.
loves that he's a Gryffindor and he really cares. And my sister had a witch birthday party and he dressed up like Harry Potter.
Oh, wow. Makes sense. Makes sense. Speaking of movie trailers, did everybody see the new trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Yes.
And
it looks great.
It does actually look pretty good.
I was kind of hoping they were gonna go back to the scary look for Tails and Knuckles.
I gotta tell you something
to create that outrage again.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something, man. That first movie that came out right before COVID hit didn't have any right to be as fun and good as it was, and it was a lot of fun.
For sure.
So if you have not seen the first Sonic, you should. It's actually very enjoyable. Even if James Marsden is in it, he's very good in the movie.
That James Marsden star power they got going for those movies.
I will say that if you have seen the new Sonic 2 trailer, Jim Carrey went full Robotnik, and everybody who has played the game understands it with that mustache. It's crazy.
Sounds gross.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will be hitting theaters. What is it? April, I think, or March of next year. It looks like a lot of fun. And Idris Elba, by the way, will be the voice of Knuckles, if you didn't know that. Now,
I might watch it just for that.
Yeah, it's very cool. Now there is one more trailer that.
And I hope you're going to talk about what I think you're going to talk about. I hope, because I want to bring it up if you're not going to bring it up. Please.
Okay, here it is.
I hope it is.
This is the movie that I did not know I wanted. Okay, and I think Cynthia and I are on the same wavelength. The all-new trailer for a film called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage. As Nicolas Cage is currently on YouTube. You must watch that trailer. It is incredible. I am so excited for this movie. You have no idea. Cynthia, go.
That's all. I was hoping you would bring it up. I was so taken aback. I follow Pedro Pascal on Instagram, and he posted it on his Instagram, and I just was like, "What am I watching? What am I watching? Oh my god, what am I watching?" Like,
yes,
it's so good. It's so good. I cannot wait. If it even holds up to a fraction of how good that trailer is, it's going to be incredible.
100% agree.
It's weird how every other movie he does seems to have that kind of bandwidth right now. He'll do one that like everybody will talk about forever, and then the next one comes out, it's like, whatever. Then the next one comes out, everybody just lose their minds over it. He's
doing some crazy stuff, like throughout the Mandy and Pig, and like he's just doing some.
Mandy was fantastic. Pig was fantastic. I'm going to tell you something. Whoever was the genius.
You get my point. There are movies in between those that nobody talks about.
Well, he has the Ghostland movie, which is really strange, which everybody should see. That's a really
cool one. They should not.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's crazy, but it's good.
The Five Nights at Freddy's one was.
Yes,
I forget what it's called.
Yeah, Wonderland, isn't it? Something.
Oh, that's the one I thought you were talking about. Yeah, I do want to see
that one was pretty great.
That one was good too. And by the way, he didn't say much. He doesn't speak much in that movie.
Exactly. He didn't say anything at all.
He didn't say anything.
Like the entire movie is just emoting.
Yeah, I will. And by the way, I will say this: whoever the mad genius was that actually came up with this idea and told Nicolas Cage that you have to do this movie and got him to do this movie should definitely be praised. The guy who came up with this.
I don't think it's that hard though, man. I've never known Nick Cage to turn down anything. So.
Did you see the trailer?
What's that?
I think his IRS troubles are making him choose his roles.
Have you seen his tax bill?
I mean, they talk about it in the trailer.
Yeah, no, they do. They absolutely 100% do. I am very excited about this movie. When I saw it, I was like, this got me more excited than like any summer movie block. This movie got me more excited than watching the Spider-Man trailer, bar none. And that I know that sounds like hyperbole, but it isn't. It's awesome. You have to see this trailer. It looks really good. There is one more trailer, and Richard brings it up in the chat that you also must seek out. That I'm very excited for. One of my favorite movie studios, A24, the guys who did Hereditary, and Midsommar, and Lamb, and so on and so forth, have come out with a brand new film.
Witch?
Oh, the Witch, very good. The Witch as well.
Or I'm sorry, the Vich.
The Vitch, yes,
The
yes,
Vich.
that's the one.
It's two V's next to each other, so it's
yes,
the
it
Vich.
is. Yes, it is. Michelle Yeoh is in a brand new A24 film called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And if you have not seen the trailer for that, seek it out as well. That once again looks like an A24 masterpiece of the strange. I am so excited for that as well. That looks fantastic. Did you see that, Cynthia?
No.
Look for it. I think that will also blow your mind because it deals with, if you can believe it, it deals with the multiverse. So check it out, Michelle Yeoh. It is it's very good. After I saw that trailer, I was like, I am in. Anything A24 does, I will watch. I don't care. They're really good. They do different things that I really enjoy.
I actually got a question for you about that, G.
Yeah.
How many more of these movies do you think they're going to make before they decide to be the new Lionsgate?
I don't know, but whatever they're doing right now,
no, but you know what I mean? Because Lionsgate did the exact same thing. Like they were actually the studio that put out Dogma, and then they put out smaller range horror films. And now they're so damn ginormous that they're putting out huge blockbuster films now. And I kind of see the same thing happening with A24 at a certain point because they're kind of known as the brand to go for these quality movies. Yeah. So it's only a matter of time until they start branching out and doing much bigger types of films.
See, the one thing A24 does, and I think it can get away with, and to be fair, I don't think all A24 films are successful per se, but they are unique. I mean, I love The Green Knight. Not everybody would like that movie, but I thought The Green Knight was fantastic. Did anybody else see that, or is that just me?
It's sitting on my coffee table right now, but I haven't watched it yet.
The Green Knight was fantastic. A24, if I'm not mistaken, were the guys that did De Ex Machina with Alyssa Vikander.
So completely wrong.
Or Ex Machina. It's Ex Machina. Thank you. Ex Machina with
you dummy.
I was thinking of the game. Deus
Ex.
Ex.
Not even Machina. It's Machina.
Machina, yeah. Machina, the same difference.
No, it's not.
Machina.
These are the same guys that came out with The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Another really strange but yet provocative film. I really
only
enjoyed.
Time you get to see Batman and Green Goblin in a movie together.
Yeah, that was crazy. They came out with Lamb this past year. They're responsible, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're responsible for Moonlight. The one that won Best Picture a couple years ago, I think. You
might be right on that, I think.
Yeah, A24 did that.
They're all very Googleable facts, though.
Right. I think they're also responsible for another great film that got a lot of praise, but I don't think a lot of people watched. Lady Bird.
Oh, Lady Bird is great.
Lady Bird is fantastic. And so they have got a ton of films that I really was able to sink my teeth into and really enjoyed.
You're supposed to watch it, Greg.
Yeah, I do both. So if you have never if you've never seen Swiss Army Man with Daniel Radcliffe, Swiss Army Man is A24. That's another great film. So definitely check that out as well.
A long discussion about farting in that movie. It's very high class stuff.
It is extremely high class. I'm glad you say that. And they came out with a very not to get on A24 too much, but this past year they came out with a very interesting film called Zola about a person's Twitter account. Did you see this?
No,
I didn't get to see it. It's a crazy film. It's called. There was a Twitter account that got a lot of fame about a year and a half ago or a year ago, and the Twitter handle was @Zola, and they call this movie Zola. It stars Riley Keough in it, and that's also from A24. Strange. But it was actually based on an actual film or an actual event that happened. So yeah, A24 does a lot of cool stuff. So I can't sing the praises enough of A24 being able to do unique stuff in a time when everything is dominated by, Marvel movies and superhero flicks and big blockbusters. It's cool that they can do really unique films that capture the imagination and are very good to watch. So I would definitely recommend checking out that new trailer with Michelle Yeoh. It's called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So I'm totally in. Anyway, other than that, I think. Oh, there was one more thing before we wrap up here. Before we get the hell out of here. Let me see if I pull it up real quick. I know that was one. I know I have it here. Oh, not that any of you care, but off of the success of Dune that we talked about earlier, the director of Dune, Denis Villeneuve, he will direct a film adaptation of a brand new sci-fi novel called Rendezvous with Rama. It's the Arthur C. Clarke book, and he is going to direct it. And because of the success of Dune, he will be making that film with Morgan Freeman.
So he's not going to do the sequels to Dune?
No, he is, but this is also going to be in his
it's in the hopper.
Yeah. So he's jumped on board. The story is set in 2130, and it involves a massive cylindrical alien starship that enters the solar system. The story is told from the point of view of a group of human explorers who intercept the ship and attempt to unlock its mysteries.
Isn't that Star Trek 4?
Could be, except there's no whales.
Isn't that flat out Star Trek 4? I mean, almost literally what you just said is Star Trek 4.
It sounds like it. It does definitely sound like it. So that's according to Deadline. So that you can, Denis is going to have a lot of sci-fi on his plate over the next few years that you can look forward to.
Wait, is that also The Arrival?
Kind of. Oh yeah, kind of. He did that too. Yeah, The Arrival. That was his movie too. That was a good.
So he's remaking his own movie by way of Star Trek 4.
He's okay. First of all, he's not remaking his own movie. This is an original work.
But what you just said is the premise of a movie he already made.
I understand that. Remember, we'll see. We'll see when it comes out.
Well, I mean, if he's excited about it, there must be a little bit more to it than just that premise. But if that's the entire setup, holy crap! He's just made that movie.
Yeah, he just did. So yeah, you can look forward to that as well. And by the way, last but not least, before I forget, we are hot on the heels after watching Spider-Man. Not a week later, we will be watching the sequel to Matrix. Matrix Resurrections will be out. And there's a lot of speculation on what this movie is about. It's actually, this one is.
I've heard some wild theories about what the movie actually is, and that the trailers are not at all what we think the movie's going to be like.
Now, here's the
I've heard some wild stuff about it.
It is written and directed by only one of the sisters, and that's Lana. Lana is the only one that is involved with this. I guess the other sister was not interested, according to most reports. She was not interested in making another Matrix film.
What she said was that when they made the previous films, they were going through whatever they were going through, and I guess their parents passed away not too long ago. So it was a lot of like that emotion of going back to something that I can't remember the other sister's name either, but she just didn't feel like going backwards onto something they've done in the past. I guess something along those lines.
Now, after seeing the trailer, and maybe you guys can chime in on this. After watching the trailer, my notion, after seeing the big trailer that just came out like a week ago, my feeling is as if what's happening is that the Matrix has rebooted itself. Because the outcome was not what was intended, and it feels like the Matrix has rebooted itself, and it almost feels as if Neo isn't the one, but Trinity might be. I don't know. So
I've seen even wilder theories than that the Matrix films that we've actually watched were Matrixes within the Matrix, because you see in the trailer that he's literally watching the movie of the Matrix. So
that's right.
This one guy's theory is that the Neo or the Thomas that we're seeing is an actual Thomas and what he's being shown. So it'd be similar to what is explained to him in the second film, where he's the next iteration. So what he's actually watching is the previous Matrix. So there's a Matrix within a Matrix, but then another guy took that one step even further that Keanu Reeves is a character in the film inside the Matrix, and he's learning about this thing that he's done. People have some wild theories of what this thing's going to be.
Okay, if that's now, Cynthia, that sounds pretentious.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's
How
a
are they
lot.
going to make that palatable to like the average Joe in like Indiana? Like, I mean,
Oh, I hope that's not the case either. But people have just been kind of going crazy, and a lot of it stems from the fact that she walks in through that corridor, and they're not showing him the previous story from his perspective. He's literally watching the Matrix film that we've seen, as if he's an audience member. So that's where that theory comes from. I don't think that's the case either. I really hope it's not, but that's what's one person thinking that this is probably a little headier than what the trailers are suggesting. They think that's what it's going to be.
Right.
Thank
you, Cynthia.
hope not.
It's Lily. Lily's the name of the other sister. Lily. Thank you. Totally forgot. Anyway, go ahead.
Lily.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Go ahead. I said go ahead.
All I said was Lana and Lily.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of excited about Matrix Resurrections. I was not a huge fan of Revolutions, the last one. I really liked Matrix and I liked Matrix Reloaded. Not a fan of Revolutions per se. I'm trying to watch them again before I see the new one.
I'll tell you what I'm not a fan of.
What's that?
The fact that he was doing John Wick 4 right after this, so he has to look like John Wick through this whole movie.
To be fair, though, when you watch the movie,
he literally just looks like John Wick got dubbed. I mean, I know it's the same guy, of course, but he literally just looks like John Wick was dubbed into a Matrix.
But in the trailer, he actually has his head shaved and he doesn't have his beard.
When they pull him out of the pod, yeah. But when he's in the Matrix, it's just John Wick in the Matrix.
It's a good look.
I agree, but it's weird when you're a huge fan of John. I'm actually probably more of a John Wick fan than a Matrix fan at this point.
To be fair, though, Cynthia, you're a fashion maven. Is it though? I mean, like, can you see anyone else other than?
I couldn't think of a look that would look bad on Keanu Reeves.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who else could wear that other than Keanu? I can't think of anybody else that would wear that as well as Keanu does. I mean, with the hair that looks kind of bobbish. So
bobbish.
Isn't it bobbing?
Bobbish.
Isn't it like a bob?
No, not at all.
This is how you know I'm not gay, because I don't know any of this stuff.
I know that, and I'm not.
Anyway, getting back to the point, he is a very, very handsome man, and I can't wait to see him in Matrix Resurrections. I am disappointed, and maybe we'll find out in the movie. I'm disappointed Lawrence Fishburne isn't in it. But
I got a sneaky suspicion he is, and that Yahya is actually more of an avatar figure from Morpheus, and the real Morpheus is just, he's decrepit and old now. So when he's in the Matrix, he looks like that guy.
Okay,
That's interesting.
Because Lawrence Fishburne said he's not in the movie, but I'm wondering if that's actually a surprise for the film, because they don't want us to know what Morpheus looks like. It'll probably be like a shock to see what he looks like now.
That's a good point. What was that
really,
Phormat?
The people in the Matrix are, I mean, they already were, but they can take on different avatar roles where, the person you're looking at might not be male in the Matrix. Might be a female outside of the Matrix and things like that.
Makes sense.
They might play around with those kind of ideas.
I'm waiting for Gannon to run out of air. He just keeps going and going.
No, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Well, in the trailer, we get a look at Niobe, Jada Pinkett Smith's character, and she is definitely aged. So yeah, I think Gannon might actually be correct. Like, this is just a Morpheus avatar. Okay,
so the question being then, if that is the case, and now we know that in the trailer it is implied or inferred that Mr. Anderson is not Mr. Anderson that we know, but it's this new Mr. Anderson in the new trailer. But what's also kind of inferred is that this isn't the Matrix as we know it, obviously. So my question is, and the most important of all, who is NPH? And when I say NPH, only the cool people know than me. Is that all he is? Is that all Neil Patrick Harris is?
I mean, again, this is based completely on nothing more than the trailer, I have a feeling that he's going to serve the same function as the architect did in the second Matrix.
Interesting. I had a different thought because of the way they lay out the trailer.
Ew. I am very excited for this movie now because I think that I think that if this trailer was made to throw us off and it's not what we think the trailer is, because to be fair, if you look at that trailer, you know, in the climate in which we live now, it almost feels like, okay, well, great, Cynthia, you're gonna hate this, and tell me if I'm wrong. Like, great, we're gonna get another movie where we're replacing the hero of the original movie with a girl. Okay, that's what the trailer feels like. But if it's
Keanu Reeves is not a girl, sir.
Trinity is a girl. What are you talking about?
I said Keanu Reeves is not a girl.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it almost feels like Keanu Reeves is being replaced by Trinity. But the question, no, that's what I'm saying
too. How did you get that?
Because it feels like remember in the trailer, it's kind of like they kind of. Once again, they kind of infer that
quick because I don't think you have anything.
No. When they infer that this isn't what it wasn't what it was supposed to be. You understand? Like they even say that in the trailer. Like
that could mean anything.
That's what I mean.
So why are you saying that it's a lady?
Because it feels like
oh my god, Lady Matrix.
Lady Matrix.
Maybe Neo and Trinity are the same person.
We don't know. We don't know. So, but I mean, that's the kind of thing.
Maybe it takes the two of them to be the one.
Oh, then that's.
Oh man, we're getting into fractions now.
He's not the one. He's the half.
DJ's in the chat says, "Hi Cynthia, nice haircut."
Hey DJ, we were just talking about you earlier.
Yes, we were. We were talking about how you're still repenting from staying with Todd for 2 days. So yeah, that's neither here nor there at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Of staying with Todd because he's a sinner. Anyway, I'm very excited for the Matrix.
Any correlation to what you're saying? You're seeing in the trailer.
Okay. Watch the trailer again because it feels like when you watch that trailer.
I've seen it many times.
All right, it feels like maybe
I think you're just too anxious to look for agendas, Greg.
No, I feel like Greg is just on too many chats. with these right wingers who are with these that are looking for these kind of things. I'm just
first of all, it's not right wingers; they're MAGA chuds. Stop it. All right,
Touche,
that's not helping.
Touche. I was trying to be generous.
Wow. MAGA chud.
How dare you?
That sounds like a great band name.
I know, right?
It sounds like
and that's a picture of them coming out of the sewers.
Anyway, super exciting. That is going to be on the 22nd of December, the brand new sequel to Matrix, and it's going to be I think it's going to be available in Hawaii on the 21st at like 7 p.m. I think. So I'm super excited.
You say?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I have my ticket for it.
Joel, we talked about Masters of the Universe Revelation last week, and we're not talking about that because that was awful.
I didn't even watch it, so I don't know.
Yeah, don't bother. It's terrible. I hated every last second of it. I was very upset with it.
I was turned off by that really lame fisting joke, so I was just like, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, that was a pretty lame, stupid joke. Hey, by the way, I know you're all going to be disappointed by this, but guess what? Fast and the Furious 10 got delayed.
Who cares?
Wait. Fast Furious 10 got slowed down.
Yeah.
They're pumping the brakes.
Oh my gosh, they had to yield. Got it. All right, that makes total sense.
Isn't it to do with Vin Diesel trying to make buddies again with The Rock because he just realized, hey, we might have made an extra $40 million with The Rock within it?
The reports don't say anything about that, but I have to tell you something, Gannon. I think you're more right than you are wrong. I think they're trying to convince The Rock to come back for the 10th movie.
Because that I'm right and wrong at the same time somehow.
Because we don't know if that's the case, but I think you're more right.
We
than you
do
are
know
wrong,
that's the case because Vin Diesel very publicly put it on his Instagram, like, "We need you back, brother." Like, because apparently he is Dominic Toretto now.
Wait. Can you do that? That's a great Vin Diesel impression. Can you do
That is not a great Vin Diesel impression, but like he talks in his Instagram like he is Dominic Toretto now. Like he's like that is who he is now, and. I don't know. It's pretty obvious to see that he knows that there's more money to be made by having The Rock in it than not in it. So
yeah.
I think it's probably more to line it up with The Rock's schedule than anything else.
So are you saying that the studios are encouraging Vin Diesel to kiss The Rock's ass?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, he's also a producer on these movies, so he has to know if you're being a smart businessman. There's a very good chance the movies make more as long as The Rock's in it, because The Rock apparently is just completely indestructible. Everything he's in makes a ton of money. So why would you want to shoot the franchise in the foot when you're only going to do a couple more?
They've already done The Jungle, though.
Yeah. I guess my question is this.
And I heard they go to space in this last one, so I'm just like, well, what's left?
What?
Fast and Furious 9 was awesome.
Oh, that hurts my brain.
Oh, Cynthia,
right?
It does hurt your brain, but it's awesome. It's such
drifting
awesome.
Space shuttles.
Yeah, pretty sweet. It's
and I thought Tyrese was the one that went into space too. So just like, well, of course he was the one that goes to space.
Tracy good. I
so
guess
what's
my.
Left? I know what's left. They got to talk to James Cameron to get some underwater rigs.
I guess my question is, now that we're at where we're at, The Rock.
Where are we at, G?
We're in a world where The Rock is the highest paid actor in the world.
Oh man,
he's gonna be the next president of the United States. Where we're at.
It's so crazy to think about, because you watch him in Southland Tales, you're just like, oh, I don't know if he's going to go too far with this acting thing, and then look at where he's come.
Now, and this is the question, Mike. I guess what I'm asking all you guys does the Rock deserve? I know he's a hard worker, and I understand that he works his ass off. Understandable. He's made some deal with the devil that I don't know about it. My question is that monicum deserved? The moniker deserved, number one.
Okay. In truth, he's a very charismatic guy, and I think that's the real thing that people are attracted to watch him. He's a very confident dude. You know, he's not a great actor, and most of the stuff he's in aren't great things, but people just love watching that guy because of his charisma. I think it's all charisma.
You don't get paid by being a good actor. You get paid by how much money you bring in.
It's a very good point.
True.
And how much? How many?
I think Sin's more right than she is wrong.
I believe so as well.
Greg, I think you're more wrong than you are right.
You're also measured. Your worth is also measured in Hollywood by how many loads of laundry can be done on your chiseled abs. So I mean,
he's at the top of the list.
I don't think that's true, because why would Kevin James have a career?
First of all, is he bringing in the bucks? To be fair,
he is making money. Maybe he's not making The Rock money, but he's making money.
Yeah, but he's more of a clown. Would you consider The Rock a clown?
He was in The Tooth Fairy, Greg.
Yeah, that's a good point. Damn it. I hated that movie, by the way. That movie sucked.
He was a tooth fairy. He wasn't a clown.
Yeah.
Kevin James also never played a clown either, so if we want to get
he played a zookeeper. He played a zookeeper, and he played.
You are more right than you are wrong.
Didn't he play a mall security?
Yes,
guy?
he played a stupid mall.
Those guys are clowns, Gannon.
Paul Blart.
They're clowns.
You are 100%. Right to think so.
Ooh.
For those at home that didn't know, Gannon used to work mall security.
Phormat, you are more right than you are wrong about that.
I was just curious, because The Rock has had some very big successes, and for as much as I love The Rock as a wrestler, I think that he's great as an actor. I mean, as far as the films that he's picked, so he's picked some great movies. I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe his whole persona has kind of I just watched Jungle Cruise. I thought that was great, but I don't think that it shouldn't have been him.
We're not going to see him in a Scorsese movie. That's not what we want from him, though. I think it's
Wouldn't
okay.
That be nuts, though,
I know. I
would
not that I don't
that
want.
man's short.
But I do for what he does. I think he's great, and I think that he knows his niche. He knows his lane. He stays in it. And he does the hell out of it.
Good
And he
point.
brings in more money than anybody I can think of. Like, it's
that's
crazy.
a good point.
Do not sell The Rock short for Martin Scorsese, because you know what? His co-star was in Encino Man, and his co-star is going to be in a Martin Scorsese movie.
Good point.
Touche.
Now here's
but Scorsese's not shooting in the jungle.
Not yet.
You want to know the craziest story that I've heard about The Rock? The craziest story I've heard about The Rock so far, the one that I read, was that when The Rock started shooting Black Adam, okay, hold
on. It's African American Adam.
Okay. No.
Gannon, you don't have a leg to stand on in this conversation anymore after what you said, all right?
For his role in Black Adam, they of course gave him suits, right? They gave him a suit. And this is typical Rock, okay?
And popped out of him.
No, they padded the suit. Okay? They padded the Black Adam suit, and the moment he put it on, he said that this ain't right. And he said, and according to the report, he said, hey, you guys have got to tear out all the padding in the suit. Okay. So they do. They tear out the padding. And
I bet your suit didn't look right after that.
After they tore out all the padding, the suit, according to him, looked better with him in it without the padding than it did with him in the padding. He said that suit looks better and so it was just him in a skin tight suit. So everything you see in Black Adam when it's released, that's all him. It's all muscle.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, even Henry Cavill.
Who didn't know that was going to be a thing, though?
Yeah, even Henry Cavill had to put padding in his Superman suit.
Well, he didn't have to, but it's
just in the groin, right?
For Cavill, it's really more of like the underpieces are actually like a shimmered kind of material, so it creates a sheen through the material that he's wearing.
Yeah,
but it's not technically to enhance his muscles per se. It's just to have something
more futuristic.
A folder, like a shimmery surface underneath the suit that's not part of the material.
Yeah,
I get to like form over his body properly.
Henry Cavill looks really big in that Superman suit.
He looks really good.
He does look really good. But here's the thing about
you ever seen The Witcher.
By the way, the second season of The Witcher. Yeah, second season.
Superman. Nah.
Or can you get behind that, or do you want to be behind that?
I want to be in front of that.
In front of that. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. The second season
is also kind of problematic too, though.
I know. Well, yes.
Hey.
It's not confirmed.
Do you guys like you Gannon have to ruin everything? Everything. Henry Cavill's cool. His second season of Witcher 2 is coming out, and he was talking in an interview saying he wants to do a Warhammer 40K movie.
He's like the king of the nerds. Like he is
a total nerdy dude. Yeah,
dude, he's a super nerd, dude. He needs to
hang out with that Joe Manganiello guy.
Dude,
Joe
Joe Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello. Henry Cavill was on Graham Norton. He talked about how
in what way?
He was on Graham Norton show. Graham totally wishes.
Did he lay on top of him like mommies and daddies do?
No, he was telling Graham Norton
right than you are wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah. He was talking to Graham Norton about how he is the guy that loves to paint Warhammer 40K figures and then plays with them.
Norton said, "What the hell is that?"
Exactly.
And then he's out there building PCs. Like he's like
building PCs. I'm like, dude, this is super nerdy guy, man. It's crazy. So
would you see him as Bond?
No, 100% no. We've talked about this before.
I think we have.
I think we have, but my problem with Henry Cavill being Bond, number one, is that terrible English accent that he. No, I'm just kidding.
He's too gorgeous.
He's a little bulky to be Bond.
He is way too handsome to be Bond. Number one, and number two, he's way too big. Like he's super buff.
Yeah.
Wait. Why can't Bond be handsome? Isn't that kind of half his thing?
No, it's not.
Are you basing it off of Daniel Craig and Sean Connery?
No.
Sean Connery was a sex symbol in his time. I mean, Roger Moore, it's debatable, but Pierce Brosnan's a handsome dude.
I think that even though I don't like Daniel Craig's run as Bond, he is the most unassuming Bond we've had, other than Timothy Dalton. I think that the thing about a super spy is that he's able to, in the stories, he's able to get in and
I get
out
what you're saying. I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
these movies are in a heightened reality where you just kind of buy into that he can still do his job looking that way.
I can't buy him as Bond. I can buy that other dude in Game of Thrones, Richard Madden or whatever his name is. I can't remember what he's one of the
football guy.
No, not that. Shut up. Guy makes me laugh. No, but
the guy that used to host The Feud.
I don't think Henry Cavill would be a good Bond. Not even in the slightest. So no way, no. But I do think
I'm still pulling for Idris Elba.
That's another thing about Idris Elba.
Even though Trevor Noah made a great point about why it couldn't be Idris Elba, I still would love it to be Idris Elba.
He's too big. He's way too big.
Why can't Bond be
blonde?
Big?
Yeah, huh?
Why can't he be big?
No, he's too buff. I don't think he should. I don't think Bond should be that big.
I don't know. I mean, Idris Elba's not as buff as you seem to think.
I've seen him in the Fast and the Furious, or that Hobbs and Shaw movie. He was pretty buff.
Where he wears a big muscle suit.
Yeah, he was in Suicide Squad and he was buff. Yeah,
he was wearing a big muscle suit.
You don't think Idris Elba's?
You don't really see him with his shirt off that much or anything.
He's too blonde.
The question is, would you like to see?
Have you seen Trevor Noah talk about why Bond couldn't be black? It's awesome.
No, I've never seen that. And I'm almost afraid for you to say.
Oh, no. I mean, Trevor Noah does it, but he basically says that if you've ever actually traveled to most European countries, there just aren't a lot of black people around. So if you were a black spy, it'd be really easy to figure out who the spy in town was. He obviously tells it better than I am right now, but that's basically what he said. That most European countries just don't have a lot of black people there. So if you're a spy and you're black, they're going to know exactly who the hell you are right away.
My favorite part was when he brought up Rush Hour 2. That
was Cynthia, as a lady. Do you have a preference of actors? If you enjoy the James Bond series of films, would you have a preference as who you think would be a good Bond?
Eddie Redmayne.
No.
He's goofy and unassuming enough.
He's too good. I don't think so. No. I actually haven't given it much thought.
He might make a good Q.
I like that. Yeah.
He might be a good. So you haven't given it much thought?
No, I was really
Morgan
behind.
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman make a good Q.
No. What, Cynthia? Let her finish. God, you guys.
No, I was behind the idea of Idris Elba doing it, but I think he might be too big.
I think that Henry Cavill is taking up too much space in your brain.
Right. Nah, I don't really think. No, I'm still thinking about Loki from an hour ago. You know who didn't need padding in his groin area? Loki. They had to hide that.
You know what's funny is that if he wasn't doing Loki, if he wasn't playing Loki, I think Tom Hiddleston might have made a good James Bond.
Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna go with that.
Why couldn't he play Bond if he's playing Loki?
I think because he's too recognizable now.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have that long black hair, I think that he could
that's
totally
a good point too, maybe. Yeah,
because when I
maybe.
see him in other things, he's a very serious actor.
No, he is. He is.
Maybe,
he's a very serious actor.
He does have the long black hair, but it's pulled up into a bun.
A man bun.
Oh, a man
right?
bun. Are man buns? Can you even do that now? I don't think you can. Even
I'll go cornrows.
Yeah.
That you can't do. No.
Of course you would, Gannon.
It'll stay with cornrows. I don't know, man.
Oh man, you're.
I'm going with Tom though. I think Tom's a great choice.
Yeah, Tom is a pretty decent choice. I agree with you.
Hiddleston as Bond. We got Redmayne as Q.
I love this casting.
Isn't Redmayne already Q?
No, Ben Whishaw is Q.
Oh, that's right. I get those guys mixed up. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're such a
Ben Whishaw.
Ben Whishaw is the guy who's played Q recently. The guy that was
what else does he do?
He's been in a couple other movies.
Has he been in any movies with The Rock?
Doubtful.
Actually, Greg, you know who would make a great Bond and who does a really killer English accent? You'd remember it from what I'm talking about right now. Keanu Reeves.
Stop it. No.
He does a great British accent. Haven't you seen Dracula?
Right. He's great in that one. He's great. He's great in that movie. I don't care what anybody says. Keanu Reeves that's a great movie, and I think Keanu Reeves is great in that movie.
He is not. He's standing next to Gary Oldman, freaking killing that entire movie, and he's dragging the energy out of the scene by not being as good as Gary Oldman.
How dare you? I think that's a great movie.
But he does say whoa.
Yeah. I like it's bad immediately when he starts saying his diary in his head while he's writing it in the coach in Dracula, which, by the way, I still think he's good in it. I think Winona Ryder's good in it. I love that movie. So everybody should stop.
Did you know that Francis Ford Coppola made that because of Winona Ryder? Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
She was supposed to be up for Godfather 3 for the role Sofia Coppola played, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. And then she actually brought the idea of the Dracula movie to Francis Ford Coppola, and that's when he got the idea of doing it. Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
Once again, I think Francis Ford Coppola did a very good job, and I think Winona Ryder was right in it.
He did. Why are you defending it like we don't like it?
Well, I can't wait for when he starts shooting in the jungle with the rock.
Gannon. That's why Gannon makes like he doesn't think that's a good movie.
I just said that Keanu Reeves isn't good in it. I didn't say the movie's bad.
He's Keanu Reeves in it. He's 90s Keanu Reeves in it, and it's fantastic in that vein because that's who he was. Like, watch My Own Private Idaho. He doesn't get more Keanu Reeves than My Own Private Idaho.
That's a great movie, by the way.
That's just him being the most 90s Keanu Reeves, and it's fantastic.
I thought his most Keanu was Point Break.
No, I think it's My Own Private Idaho.
I never saw that, so I can't say anything.
A serious movie, you know.
You know what other movie that he doesn't get credit enough for? River's Edge. I really like that movie.
Fantastic in that. Fantastic.
Freaking great movie. Freaking great.
Are you watching the chat there?
Yeah, Aron says Tom Hiddleston or Richard Madden as Bond. Watch The Night Manager, and it's a perfect example of why Hiddleston would be great as Bond.
Why would that football guy do a James Bond movie, though?
You're such a dumbass.
I was more so referring to the Kevin James as James Bond.
Joel says Kevin James as James Bond. In a parody movie, I could totally see.
Kevin Nealon as James Bond.
Oh, my God. Whoa. Wow. Anyway.
Is that guy even still alive?
I think he is.
Yeah, Kevin Nealon is alive.
Yeah. He was in Weeds, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
Yes, Kevin Nealon was in Weeds, yes. He is, once again, a show that doesn't get a lot of credit. That's another great show.
He's trimming weeds these days is what he's doing.
What?
You're an idiot.
You're more right than you are wrong.
That's the name of this podcast. Oh, I swear to God. Anyway, next time we get together, we're definitely talking about Spider-Man. And then after Christmas break, we're going to have a very game-centric show because I want to talk about the Game of the Year awards. I want to talk about the games that we've been playing.
Wait, didn't that already happen?
Break. That's what I'm saying. It's like I want to talk about what we thought of that and things of that nature. So because we got Christmas break coming up, so later? Yeah, you just talk about what we thought about it and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. Well,
that Star Wars game looks awesome.
That next episode we're doing is going to be a Spider-Man.
Paris Coffee.
No,
that's exactly it.
It's a great fighting game. Next time we get together, we're going to be we're going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. Cynthia,
I just got my tickets.
Will be able to join us. She got her ticket. Yes. So she's going to watch it as well.
Wait, she just got a ticket for Spider-Man No Way Home the night before. That's lucky.
You know how many theaters I live around?
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. She's in Palm Springs, Gannon. Don't you get it?
I just like that she.
In Palm Springs, the gays don't care about Spider-Man.
That's right.
That's right. Sorry, Phormat. What was that?
I just like that Sin got tickets and we did not.
Apparently, if we go to Palm Springs, we can go see it.
Yeah, apparently.
Come on over.
That's right. You're lucky it's not Zora the Gay Blade, or that theater would have been sold out.
We should talk. We should talk about how adorable it was that Zendaya wore that spiderweb dress for the premiere for her for her man.
I will say that was. Will say that
that was
dress
absolutely precious, and I'm not saying that in a I'm denigrating it kind of way.
I will agree with you that dress was precious. I will say this though.
I haven't seen the dress.
I haven't either. I'm looking at it right now.
I thought
Don't
the
spoil
mask.
it.
I thought the mask was a little much, but I thought the
She's
dress.
not
was
wearing a
pretty.
mask, you jackass.
Yeah, she is.
She's. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
well, the
you,
picture I saw was just her in the dress with the spider webs on. I didn't see a
She's
mask.
wearing a
It was
mask.
after the mask.
Oh,
I didn't
that's
see
not her
that.
hair done up.
Picture I saw, she's in a group shot with everybody. I didn't see a mask on her.
She did take the mask off, and she had cornrows eventually. But yeah, that dress is God. She doesn't miss, man. She just doesn't miss. She is like, sorry, that's not
and to be
working.
completely honest, Tom Holland's kind of kicking it too with that suit he's wearing. That's cool.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah,
they're adorable together.
All right. Listen,
it's gonna be a shame after this movie comes out. Oh, whoops.
Okay, here's the thing. I got a question. All right, this is gonna get all gossipy and like entertainment television, but do you really think they're dating, or do you think this is for the movie?
Oh, come on.
No, do you think they're not dating because he's short? Because a lot of people have a really hard time with that, and I think that's freaking ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, but you only think that because you're short. So
yeah, but nobody's short for me. So why do I have an opinion? I don't.
Fair enough.
Hervé Villachez was.
Okay. The only reason. So stupid.
Tattoo.
The only reason
tattoo into this.
The only reason I bring this up is because it would be good. It's beneficial for the movie if you think they're together. Number one. Number two, the reason why I was thinking that is because, and listen, no offense to Tom Holland, but Zendaya is way out of his league.
Yeah, but I find that 9 times out of 10, the women I see are way out of the man they're with's league. Did I say that correctly? That's what I mean.
I don't understand why that's the case. He's a good-looking dude. He's charming as hell. He's a star. I don't understand.
You're looking at him through the eyes of you're looking at him through the male gaze.
Right.
Gaze.
Well, that's what I'm trying to ask. Exactly how is he out of his league?
So through the female gaze, he's a catch. He's charming. He's sweet. He doesn't seem like he has a mean bone in his body. Like he's adorable.
Yeah.
All right,
but he's not like super buff and super tall and like what you would think that women want, but that's not necessarily what we do want.
Yeah, and maybe that's
well, that's why women tend to like Loki
Cynthia, why I'm still single. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God!
You know what? This goes for any of you guys. It's because you're still on Maui. That's
fair enough. I'd find somebody who looks exactly like Zendaya in a second if I was in California.
Okay, but you don't have Tom Holland money.
Oh, okay. That's a good point too. Damn it. Okay, so you really do think they are together for real? Okay.
I have no reason not to. I don't think that anything is led me to believe that.
I get maybe they're trying to be classy, but shouldn't they be more? I guess.
Do you want them to be like Megan Fox and
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, what's his name? Machine Gun Kelly. That is weird.
We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that. That's
isn't it Colson something or Colson Baker now?
Colson Baker when he's an
actor. He decided that when he's in movies he's Colson Baker, and when he's an embarrassing musician he's Machine Gun Kelly.
If The Rock is always The Rock, then this guy, who the hell does he think he
Actually, from what I've heard, he's been telling people not to call him The Rock anymore.
How dare!
Yeah, they call him DJ.
He's getting ready for his presidential run.
Maybe.
Yeah, but apparently he might be showing up to WrestleMania this year or this coming year. I know. It might be he may take on his cousin Roman Reigns. Who knows? I am kind of excited for that if that does happen. But I do have my doubts. I think I am more right than I am wrong about that as well. So
Greg, I've often thought that you're more wrong than you're right.
Dude, I guess in
I
this
have
respect,
often not thought of Greg at all.
That's true. Thank you. I guess
I genuinely forgot you existed until Phormat was like, "Hey, Greg's here at the convention." I was like, "Oh wait, he's a thing." That's right.
That's fair enough. That's just a good point. I have to say that I am very excited for this movie. Knowing that they're together now in real life for real is adorable. I still think because of my male gaze, I still
across all three versions of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like Tobey Maguire and Kirsten had a thing.
Tobey Maguire and Kirsten had a thing.
Andrew
Garfield and Emma Stone had a thing. Emma Stone, how dare you? Emma Stone had a thing.
I can't not look at her and think she smells like cat piss.
What?
What?
Haven't you ever seen that mean tweets on Jimmy Kimmel where somebody twittered her saying that she looks like she smells like cat piss?
Emma Stone can do no wrong.
It's true.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't like her or anything. It's just that always pops in my brain whenever I think of Emma Stone. That little tweet that she actually read on Jimmy Kimmel. Emma Stone looks like she smells like cat piss.
Maybe Joel has a point in the chat with his second point, not his first point. Do you think it's because he's British? Does the accent
how would that make a difference?
I don't know. Does the accent do anything for the ladies?
Sure. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
All right. That's
that guy could parkour in real life and could do it before Spider-Man. That's an impressive dude, man.
You know what? That and also his performance, his Rihanna performance on that lip sync show.
I'm telling you. Even I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
In a dress, like he just knocked it out of the park. Like
he's a trained. Well, I think we forget. Most people forget or don't know that he's a trained dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a trained dancer, and his favorite type of dancing.
That's something that he and I have in common.
His favorite type of dancing is tap dancing. I was reading it in, I was like reading it in Tiger Beat. It's pretty sweet. How is that?
Tiger Beat exists anymore, does it?
How is that?
Nice.
Tiger Beat doesn't even exist anymore.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either.
Do magazines even exist anymore?
It's funny that you say that because I know in an interview he was talking about how he wanted to take tap lessons from Hugh Jackman.
Yes,
because he needs he's playing Fred Astaire next.
Yes, he is.
That confirms it. That confirms that Wolverine's in No Way Home. That confirms it.
First of all, I think Tom Holland being Fred Astaire might actually be a good casting call.
I like it.
That's good.
Tom Holland should be James Bond.
Hey, Aron wants to put in your face. Holland is set to play Fred Astaire in a biopic format. If you didn't know. So,
wait, didn't we just say that?
Whoa.
No,
good thing Aron's here.
He's here to clarify.
Give us the information as we need it.
That's right. Thanks, Aron. You're the best. I'd love to have Aron on sometime so he can talk about. By the way, he's the one guy that absolutely loves the new West Side Story because it's been getting terrible reviews. So
he's literally the only guy that likes that movie.
I really want to hear what he has to say about West Side Story. I really do.
I have not seen one person say anything good about that movie. Isn't that insane?
It's crazy. No one has. So I'm very interested.
All anybody's talking about is how that movie just completely bombed.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And by the way, speaking of
what that means? Steven Spielberg's going to make Ready Player 2 next.
Don't say that. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of comic book and comic book movies get a lot of flack, as we know, from Martin Scorsese and other filmmakers like Denis Villeneuve, saying how they don't think this is art and blah 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 blah. Well, somebody came out. I forgot to mention this. Somebody came out by the name of Paul Thomas Anderson, the man responsible for Boogie Nights and Hard 8, and The Master, and the new film.
I read this. This was actually kind of surprising to see.
Paul Thomas Anderson said that he thinks Spider-Man No Way Home is going to save the movies.
He said more than that.
I've heard similar things.
He said more than that. He said that the superhero movies bring people to the theaters, which is a good thing.
Right.
He's more right than
I thought of all people, that's a weird one.
Yeah. I think for Paul Thomas Anderson to have that realization, I think he understands that those movies are the ones that are the reason why he can make the movies that he makes, like Licorice Pizza. They're not exactly going to be box office blockbusters, but it's a small film that he wanted to make. So he understands.
And in truth, his movie never would have been under any other circumstance anyway. It's not meant for a huge commercial audience like that.
Bingo.
But if you go to, you're bound to catch somebody. If you go to see Spider-Man, you see a poster for Licorice Pizza, they're like, "Hey, what's this about?" And then they get interested and go see it. Maybe they ended up liking that more than Spider-Man. So.
Yeah.
You cast a wide net and then you catch what you can,
Yeah. And Paul Thomas Anderson.
Affleck, to pile onto your story some more, Affleck just said in an interview that he's done with IP movies after the reception of The Last Duel. So he and Ridley Scott are teaming up on this. Everything sucks if it's IP now.
Oh wow.
Says the guy that's in the Flash movie.
Well, to be fair, Ben Affleck kind of ruined The Last Duel all on his own, and that was his fault. I mean, he's such a distraction in that movie, and that movie would have been much better without him in it and just him writing it, unfortunately.
I think Ridley Scott missed the point. He was saying that movie didn't do well because everybody watches movies on their effing phones. And I was thinking, like, then you should have made your movie available on effing phones then, stupid.
You're so dumb.
If everybody's watching their movies on their phones, then make your movie available to watch on your phone.
If there's any way that we can continually pile on millennials, I'm down. All right, so just let me know. I'm in.
He just needs to realize that he's just completely out of touch with what audiences want to see right now. If you're going to make huge movies that go out into theaters that cost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Aron wanted to clarify in chat, check Rotten Tomatoes. There's a lot of critics who did like West Side Story. 93% of critics gave it a high score.
Speaking of millennials.
Oh, man.
And holy crap, do we live our lives off of Rotten Tomatoes?
Just because it made less than expected, guys, opening week, people are assuming nobody likes it. So suck it, Gannon.
I like the way you read it.
But
that was Aron.
Don't you think most critics go easy on anything Steven Spielberg does because he's Steven Spielberg?
I agree. I agree with that 100%.
And good reviews don't translate into like people liking the movie. It just means that people will just eat anything up that Steven Spielberg does.
By the way, Aron says, "Booyah." So there you go.
I don't know what booyah means because that doesn't prove anything.
Booyah.
That doesn't really prove anything, though.
I almost like Aron in the trolling the chat much better than actually having him on.
Booyah. Oh, you heard that, Aron? G doesn't want you on the show anymore.
It's good. It's good. I like
sassy.
it.
You know what drives box office and makes people remember movies for the rest of time? A handful of 40-year-old guys that liked a movie or not, based on the director that they like. That's what makes the movie memorable.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's getting late. We should get the hell out of here. We forget that Cynthia is in LA and it's a little later for her than
she's in Palm Springs.
Oh, Palm Springs. Excuse me. Yeah. So but listen,
what's it like 3 a.m. over there now? Oh man.
Yeah, before we get out
when
of here,
it comes to geography, you are more wrong than you are right.
Thank you.
He's only 2 hours away.
2 hours
geographically. I don't know miles, but I know hours.
Really quick before we get out of here, of course, we will be doing a special review podcast of Spider-Man No Way Home. And this will be like the last official podcast for the year. And so we're going to have the special review podcast of Spider-Man No Way Home sometime in the near future. So stay tuned for that. And speaking of that, I want to make sure to let you guys know that movies that are coming out came out yesterday. If you don't know, Venom, Let There Be Carnage is out on 4K today. Came out on 4K yesterday. Also, speaking of Ben Affleck, his movie that we were talking about, Last Duel, is out on Blu-ray 4K today as well, so you can pick that up and watch it.
I would download it so you can watch it on your phone.
Stop it! It's actually a pretty good movie. The Wolf of Wall Street is available in 4K today as well. And another film that I wanted to recommend to everybody, two actually. One is the film from Oscar Isaac called The Card Counter, which comes out today. The new Paul Schrader film is out on Blu-ray today. And last but certainly not least, if it's available in 4K from Criterion, if you've never seen it before, you should. It's a film called The Red Shoes. I love The Red Shoes. It is a fantastic film. Cynthia, are you familiar?
I own it, yeah.
I love that film.
Isn't that show that was on Showtime with David Duchovny?
That's The Red Shoe Diaries, my friend.
It's The Red Shoe Diaries, you freak.
They're not the same thing?
No, they're not the same thing.
Oh, silly. It's the movie with Tom Hanks, and he's got the...
No, that's the man with one red shoe.
Oh.
Yeah. The Red Shoes is a fantastic
we're
film.
Both wrong.
It is about... It's going to bore you guys to death. It's about
Is it the
ballet.
same shoe from Jojo Rabbit?
No, it's about ballet. It's directed by Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger, two of my favorite filmmakers. The Red Shoes is fantastic. Cynthia, if you've never seen it before,
that's my favorite sandwich at Teddy's.
I think there's another film you need to watch from these guys called The Black Narcissus.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You need to look it
up. I don't think
up.
you're saying it right.
No, it's The Black Narcissus. Trust me, that's what it is. It's Black Narcissus. Yes, it is.
You of all people should be able to say that word right.
Black Narcissus. Okay.
Okay, it's
Cynthia,
Narcissus.
I think if you like the Red Shoes, you'll absolutely love The Black Narcissus. It's one of my other favorite movies. And it is, number one, it's beautifully shot. Number two, it's haunting and it's incredibly gothic. It is awesome. Yeah, and it stars Deborah Kerr, and she's fantastic in it. I think that about does it, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you guys go pick up Let There Be Carnage, because I think that the Stinger in the Marvel movie is going to have Venom in it. That's what I think.
I can't say anything.
Okay, don't say. I think Venom's going to be in that Stinger. That's just me. I think it's going to be in one of the end credit scenes of who knows how many. So that's going to be super exciting. So please.
There's 14 of them.
About the Matrix?
Please
Venom's
join us.
In the Matrix?
No, stop it.
Oh.
Absolutely not. No. So make sure to please join us tomorrow night for the premiere of Spider-Man No Way Home. Cynthia, I'm so happy you got tickets. I will make sure to text everybody in chat. So
I'm stoked that I got tickets the night before. So it's going to be Meanwhile,
super.
G is going to be watching by himself, apparently.
Listen.
He didn't get any of us tickets.
I will be doing my best to get you to be able to maybe get you in there. I will see what I can do. Okay. So that's what I will do. Cynthia, before we all take off, anything you'd like to add or say before you leave?
No, it was fun to be back. Thanks for having me.
Listen, I love having you here. I love your insights. I love you, and you're absolutely precious. And what she is? Wow. Jeez,
let me have this, guys.
She's absolutely precious. Will you please join us for the Spider-Man movie review
I would love to,
show?
thanks.
Fantastic. By the way, your podcast chops, top notch. I'm telling you, you're good.
I got the goods.
Let me tell you something. In more ways than one, my friend.
What are the other ways, Greg? What are the other ways?
The other ways is the fact that she's hanging out with a bunch of chuds like us, and look at her compared to us.
Whoa.
Why is that a word now?
Speak for yourself.
You never used to use that word before.
Underground dwellers. Yeah. Look at us compared to her. Come on, guys. Give me a break. Come on.
You can't even see me.
Which one would you? Who would you rather hang out with, me or her? There you go. Bingo. Exactly.
I think that goes without saying.
Okay, but that's you though.
I think any of us, to be fair. Yeah, trust me. If I were to take a poll right now, I can guarantee you.
You know,
I know Aron's answer. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. You so do. Well, we are out of time, boys and girls. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be back for the special Spider-Man No Way Home review show, which you're going to want to take definitely pay close attention to. So if we don't see you back officially here, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays to everybody. Have a wonderful holiday season, and
forgot about Kwanzaa.
Does anybody actually celebrate Kwanzaa?
And of course, Aron chimes in. Sin, no question. There you go. There you see. Fair enough. There's one person on that boat, and she wins. Anyway, so we will. We will see you guys. Happy Christmas.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy The Rock in a Jungle movie.
Yes. Speaking of The Rock is going to have a Young Rock Christmas special you're not going to want to miss out on, only on NBC.
Oh, wait, is that real?
Yeah, that is real. It's happening. Yeah. So check it out.
Like the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah. So I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank, of course, Aron and Joel and Kathy and Richard and everyone else who I happen to miss. So for my good buddy
John
Kai,
Boy,
the producer seducer,
and Mary,
for Gannon, and for Phormat, and for my dear Cynthia, I am G Money, the man who is more right than he is wrong. Peace out. Much love, and most assuredly, always stay nerdy. We'll see you back here on the Nerd Watch. Aloha.
You're never right anything.